What's happening, man? What's happening? Uh, uh, man. Salute to Steven, man. The homie Steven. Mash, mash, mash that light. Oh, man. I ain't even gonna lie, Jack. I ain't even gonna lie, Jack. I was tired today, man. I just took a little nap, man. We got a lot to get into tonight, man. There's so much to get into tonight, man. So much to get into tonight. So much to get into tonight. So much to get into tonight, man. You heard me? You heard me? How's everybody doing tonight, man? Shout out to Steven, man. Steven in the building, man. Shout out to Steven, man. Um, mm, it's, uh, let's see, where we gonna start today, man? What we gonna start with today, man? Um, what we gonna start with today, man? I guess we can start here today, man. We'll get it cracking, man. Everybody hit that like button, man. Smash that like button, man. Like we gonna get 200 likes, man. We gonna take it back to the essence, man. Things been getting a little janky around here, man. We gotta take it back to the essence. Back to the essence, y'all. Um, 200 likes before we bring the panel up. We'll bring the panel up after 200 likes, man. We gotta bring it back. I hate to do that, man, but it's just like, man, y'all don't work with a brother, man. We gotta get 200 likes before we get the panel up, man. Panel up, man. Um, 200 likes before we get the panel up, man. Um, we at 44 right now, man. To let you know, we're at 44 likes. We need 200 to get the panel. For me to drop the link, bring the panel up. So, guys, we need 156 more likes.
Traveling the world is an exciting adventure, but for Black travelers, certain destinations can pose unexpected challenges. Whether it's cultural biases, racial profiling, or even safety concerns, there are places where Black people may not feel entirely welcome. In 2024/2025,
This B roll is a motherfucker. God damn, where you get all this B roll from, man? This a B roll, man. God damn.
these issues remain prevalent in some countries, creating unique travel experiences that aren't always positive. Curious to know which destinations you might want to avoid? We've compiled a list of 10 countries where Black people are not welcomed, shedding light on the real stories behind the headlines. Before booking your next trip, explore the uncomfortable truths that could impact your journey. 10. Russia. Russia, with its rich cultural heritage and vast landscapes, is an alluring destination. However, for Black travelers, the experience can be far less pleasant. Although Moscow and St. Petersburg are increasingly cosmopolitan, the country still grapples with racism, particularly in smaller towns. Incidents of racial slurs, harassment, and even violence are sadly common. According to a 2023 report by Asova Center, a Russian human rights organization, there were over 60 racially motivated attacks across Russia that year, a number
60 racially motivated attacks. They talking about slurs and all that shit. This is irresponsible to put this stuff out here. This is irresponsible, man. First off, you know Black people are like children, right? Press one. They know Black people are like children. But to say that Russia is a place where Black people aren't welcome, like because of Brittany Griner and shit like that, this is irresponsible, man. Now, if it'll keep Black people away, that's a plus for Russia, but it's still misinformation.
to a 2023 report by a Sova Center, a Russian human rights organization, there were over 60 racially motivated attacks across Russia that year, a number disproportionately affecting Black individuals. While the majority of Russian people may be warm and welcoming, systemic issues remain, making it a country where Black visitors often feel unsafe. Recent efforts by Russia to tackle racism through public awareness campaigns have had limited success.
The Russian KKK, man. I didn't know they had a KKK in Russia, man. What do it stand for? Kremlin. The KKK, the Kremlin.
But the shadow of discrimination still looms, particularly for those with darker skin. 9. China. As China continues its rise as a global superpower, millions of tourists flock to experience its vast history and modern marvels. Yet, for Black travelers, the experience can be challenging. Despite China's economic advancements, racial biases remain deeply ingrained. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Guangzhou, home to one of China's largest African communities, saw a wave of discriminatory treatment, with many Black residents evicted from their homes or denied services. A 2024 report showed that 50% of African expatriates in China reported experiencing racial.
Yo. What's up with homie's head, man? Yo. Yo, man, what the fuck is that, man?
The 2024 report showed that 50% of African expatriates in China reported experiencing racial discrimination, primarily in the form of being refused entry into restaurants or shops. Cultural misunderstandings and a lack of exposure to diversity contribute to this problem. While metropolitan areas like Beijing and Shanghai are more accustomed to foreigners, Black travelers still report feeling marginalized. Unfortunately, these experiences have made China a difficult destination for some. 8. Italy. Italy, with its world-famous art, culture, and cuisine, draws millions of tourists each year.
This is bullshit. We've already done this video on Italy. It's a goddamn 100,000 fucking sun turds crossing the Mediterranean into Italy every day. And those motherfuckers was sinking to the Mediterranean if those Italian Coast Guard and those Italian human rights groups didn't go out there and save them and give them fucking silver blankets and shit, aluminum foil blankets, and take them to the hospital and shit and get them treatment and then dump them off in white people's towns and shit. This is bullshit.
Tourists each year. However, for Black visitors, the dream of visiting Italy can sometimes turn into a nightmare. Despite being a top tourist destination, racial tensions have escalated in recent years. According to a 2022 report from the Italian National Institute of Statistics, racially motivated crimes increased by 35%, with Black individuals being one of the main targets. While cities like Rome, Venice,
That's one ethnic looking son, man. God damn, bro. You need some admixture, man. You need to come over here and find you an Italian woman, have a baby with an Italian woman. Diversify your bloodstream, man. You need some admixture, man.
and Florence are generally welcoming, incidents of racial slurs or even physical attacks can occur, especially in southern regions where xenophobia tends to be more pronounced. Additionally, African immigrants often face severe prejudice, which further fuels negative stereotypes. Although Italy's government has made efforts to combat racism through laws and initiatives, change has been.
If you gotta make laws to make people like you, something is wrong, man. They shouldn't have to make laws to make people like you. Press 1. and hit the like button. Take the $5 challenge, man. Y'all been slacking the last month. This been I shouldn't even show you this month. This last month has been the worst month ever for community support from the Arc Nation members, man. This has been a dreadful month. This last month is some change, man. We really need you guys to start taking the $5 challenge and supporting the channel, man. This is the $5 pledge or challenge, whatever you want to call it. Challenge, pledge, whatever the fuck. This he said niggas is broke. Speak for yourself, man. Speak for yourself if you broke, man. If you broke, speak for yourself, man. Let's see. They shouldn't have to make a law to make people like you. People should just like you naturally, man. You gotta legislate. Hey, man, it's illegal to not like them. If you don't like them, you're gonna get arrested. Damn. You under arrest. Why? For not liking black people. But goddamn.
Additionally, African immigrants often face severe prejudice, which further fuels negative stereotypes. Although Italy's government has made efforts to combat racism through laws and initiatives, change has been slow, and the perception of black visitors remains complicated. 7. Greece. Greece, known for its stunning islands and ancient history, is celebrated for its hospitality. Yet, for black visitors, that hospitality can sometimes be marred by racism, particularly outside the main tourist hubs. The country's ongoing migration crisis has only heightened racial tensions, with African migrants often at the receiving end of hostility. A 2023 survey by the European Union Agency for Fundamental Rights found that 48% of black people in Greece had experienced racial discrimination, primarily in public spaces and the workplace. Although tourists may not experience overt hostility, black travelers have reported feeling uncomfortable due to stares, racial profiling, and occasional harassment. Greece's smaller towns, in particular, are less diverse and less accustomed to visitors of African descent. While the nation has made strides in addressing these issues, it remains a country where black travelers might face challenges beyond the usual tourist experience. 6. Ukraine. In recent years, Ukraine has been thrust into the global spotlight due to its war with Russia. Yet even before the conflict, Ukraine had a reputation for being unwelcoming to black people. In 2022, as the war escalated, numerous African students reported being denied entry into buses or trains, with border guards prioritizing white Ukrainians. This sparked international outrage and highlighted the country's ongoing struggle with racial issues. According to the Global Tolerance Index, Ukraine ranks among the lowest in Europe for racial tolerance. Although the war has made travel to Ukraine almost impossible for tourists, the legacy of these incidents continues to resonate. For black individuals who had studied or worked in Ukraine, the experience of systemic racism has left lasting scars. Despite this, Ukraine remains a complex country, caught between the need for international support and its internal challenges with diversity. 5. Israel. Israel is a country steeped in history, but it's also one with significant racial and ethnic tensions.
So we're 5 deep, right? We're 5 deep, and we have yet to have one Middle Eastern Muslim country. We're five countries deep into this list of places that don't want black people around, and have yet to have one Muslim, Arab, Middle Eastern / whatever the fuck country.
Particularly when it comes to African immigrants. Black people, especially from African countries like Eritrea and Sudan, face severe discrimination. A 2023 report from the Anti-Defamation League revealed a 30% increase in racial incidents targeting African immigrants in Israel. In Tel Aviv, where many African asylum seekers reside, protests have erupted, sometimes turning violent, with demonstrators demanding the deportation of African migrants. The Israeli government has adopted policies that have made it difficult for Africans to settle, referring to many as infiltrators. While black tourists visiting religious sites in Israel may not experience the same level of hostility, the plight of African immigrants highlights the challenges black individuals face in the country. For visitors, it's important to be aware of these racial dynamics when traveling to Israel. 4. South Korea. South Korea is renowned for its technology, pop culture, and rich history, attracting millions of tourists annually. However, it remains a highly homogeneous society where foreigners, particularly black people, can feel out of place. A 2023 survey by the Seoul National University found that 55% of black expatriates reported facing some form of racial discrimination during their time in South Korea. Incidents range from subtle microaggressions, such as stares and avoidance, to more overt acts of racism, including being denied service in certain establishments. South Korean media has also been criticized for perpetuating negative stereotypes about black people. While younger generations are becoming more exposed to global diversity through music and fashion, deep-rooted biases still exist. For black travelers, South Korea can be both fascinating and frustrating, offering a unique cultural experience but also presenting challenges in terms of racial acceptance. 3. India. India is a land of contrasts, rich in culture, diversity, and history.
Still no Arab countries. Still no Middle Eastern countries. Still no Muslim countries.
Yet it is also a country where colorism and racism can be pervasive. Black people visiting India often face uncomfortable.
If you sitting around with making that face, I'd ask you to leave too, man. The fuck out of my country making that stupid ass face, man.
People visiting India often face uncomfortable stares, offensive comments, and in some cases, outright discrimination. In 2023, a Nigerian student was brutally attacked in New Delhi, highlighting the ongoing tensions between Africans and local residents. A survey by India Today found that 62% of black expatriates had experienced some form of racial discrimination during their stay. This issue stems from a long-standing preference for lighter skin, deeply rooted in Indian society. Colorism affects not just foreigners but also India's own darker-skinned citizens. While India's hospitality and cultural richness make it a popular destination, black travelers need to be prepared for the challenges they may face, particularly in less urbanized areas where diversity is less common. 2. Japan. Japan, often praised for its
Okay, so Japan, this is bullshit. Saying Japan is racist is bullshit. Okay? That's bullshit. I'll show you what niggas is doing over in Japan, man. What ape men are doing in Japan, man. I had. That's amazing. I had just pulled up some videos the other day. Here we go. This is what fucking sun. Let me show you what sun turds are doing in Japan, man. Let me show you what sun turds are doing in Japan. Just running around being fucking annoying and shit. Running around being fucking annoying.
Looking nigga dead in his eye like a soul. Yeah, doing. Man. Chinese girl. Whew. Hey. Man. Just being annoying and shit. Look how annoying they are. Look how annoying they are. Salute the baby king, man. He said, if you broke, speak for yourself. Yeah, man. If you broke, speak for yourself, man. Don't be spreading broke vibes in the chat, man. Don't do that, man. That's a way to get blocked, man. Spreading broke vibes in the chat, man. Salute to CA, man. CA say, you've convinced me these gentlemen definitely was kings and built pyramid. Yeah, and then they gonna call Japan racist. And then people be putting up with that shit. Then people in Japan be putting up with that shit. Let me just show you some more, man. I got Johnny Somali. What's this asshole, Johnny Somali? Is that his name? There he is.
Can I eat your pussy? Simply bigger. Can I eat your pussy? What the fuck? Can I eat your pussy? Come on, dude. Can I eat your pussy? Can I eat your pussy? Eat your like that.
Oh my god! Oh my! Yo! Oh my! Yo, Gino, stop!
Visibly bigger. 신고 들어왔어. 112 신고.
감사합니다. YouTube off? Why?
신고 들어왔어. 112 신고.
I don't know.
끄라고.
Gino, go.
끄라고요.
Call somebody. I don't know English.
폰 오프.
English.
폰 오프. What are you doing here?
I didn't do anything. I'm in Hongdae. Didn't do anything.
Stop recording.
You what? It's on black. What?
No.
I can put on my face. My face.
No.
My face.
Stop. Insulting anything, anybody.
I never insulted anybody.
We saw that.
Saw what?
We always saw that.
Saw what?
You on your YouTube.
I didn't do anything.
Hey, ID card. Passport and ID card.
But what?
God damn, that's hyperprognathism, man. That motherfucker, he prognathic, man. God damn, man. Salute to CA, man. This guy, he definitely. I got him building pyramids, man. This one right here.
Passport and ID card.
But what did I do?
ID card.
I give you.
ID
Relax.
card. Give me that.
Why you acting? What is the crime? I'm scared. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Hold up. Hold up. Hold on. It's serious.
It's serious.
Yeah.
What's serious?
Very serious.
What is very serious?
Goddamn jungle bunny.
I can't show my face.
Turn up your
My face.
no.
Why can't I record my face?
No.
Okay, I'll start. Relax. What did I do? Take me jail. I go jail. Let's go jail. I go jail. Arrest.
Yo, if I had a country, y'all wouldn't be welcome.
Politeness and safety presents a different kind of challenge for Black travelers. While overt acts of racism are rare, Black visitors often feel excluded in more subtle ways. A 2022 study by the Japan Times revealed that 45% of Black expatriates had experienced some form of racial bias, from being stared at to being ignored in social settings. This exclusion is more pronounced in smaller towns, where foreign visitors are less common. In larger cities like Tokyo and Osaka, the experience can be more welcoming, though racial profiling by police remains a concern. Japan's media has also been criticized for perpetuating negative stereotypes of Black people, particularly in advertisements and entertainment. For Black travelers, Japan can be a beautiful and enriching destination, but navigating the social landscape requires patience and an
200 likes, man, to get the fucking 200 likes to get the panel up, man. 200 likes to get the panel up, man. Read this shit, man. Read these goddamn apes, man. Shout out to Stephen Roberts, man. He says, in this community, 130 viewers should be 130 likes. Mash, mash, mash. I heard that, man. You ain't lying right there, man. Everybody should hit the like button, man.
understanding of the country's deeply homogeneous culture. 1. Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, a land of strict traditions
So
and a
finally you got one fucking Arab country on here. And it's not the country where they have an open air drug markets. It's not Libya where they have open air slave auctions. It's not Egypt, man. It's Saudi Arabia, which yes, definitely. But god damn. It should be fucking all of them. All of them hate black people.
immense wealth employs millions of foreign workers, many of whom come from African countries. However, the treatment of black people, particularly those in the migrant labor force, has been widely criticized. A 2023 report by Human Rights Watch revealed that 70% of all labor disputes in Saudi Arabia involved black workers, many of whom reported cases of abuse and mistreatment. In addition to labor issues, black tourists may face cultural barriers that make travel uncomfortable. While the holy cities of Mecca and Medina are welcoming to pilgrims of all races, other regions can be more difficult to navigate due to cultural norms that limit personal freedoms. Despite its modernization efforts, Saudi Arabia remains a challenging destination for black travelers, particularly for those unfamiliar with the kingdom's strict laws and customs.
This is, without exaggeration, one of the most important companies in American history.
Embattled restaurant chain Red Lobster has a new CEO. and a steep climb ahead.
There were certainly big mistakes made over the last few years.
In the wake of bankruptcy this year, the chain is leaning on Damola Adamaleku,
There's a lot of regulars.
formerly the CEO of P.F. Chang's and just 35 years old.
You know, when I took over PF Chang's, I was 30. So now I feel old.
Yeah, 35.
I feel experienced. Hey, how you doing? You bring the food out earlier. It was perfect. I appreciate it.
So, how
Don't try to take credit for this one, FBAs. This is a tether, man. Nah, man. This ain't no black dude. This is a tether. This is a whole tether, man. Black people was about to, yeah, man. A black dude is the CEO of Red Lobster, man. No, he ain't. This dude is a tether, man. He's a soul tether.
Chang's, I was 30. So now I feel old.
Yeah, 35.
I feel experienced. Hey, how you doing? You bring the food out earlier. It was perfect. I appreciate it.
So, how does this new CEO plan to save Red Lobster?
We'll get the ultimate feast.
We sat down for a chat over some, well, lobster.
I've never had lobster on pizza.
Well, you're about to try it.
After ordering, we proceeded straight to the elephant, or shrimp, in the room.
When you saw endless shrimp, what did you think?
So that's a very expensive product to give away endlessly. When you have endless shrimp and people are coming in and sitting down at the table and eating for hours as much shrimp as they possibly can, you stress out the kitchen, you stress out the servers, you stress out the host. People can.
Yeah, man. Endless shrimp. Who the fuck came up with that? Whoever's idea that was should be fired, man. Should have been fired on the spot. Endless shrimp. Are you kidding me? Endless shrimp? The fuck? That was a good idea. See, son, man, this is a tether, man. He's smart, man. He came in, he said, man, you know what? First thing I'm gonna do is get rid of endless shrimp, man. Tethers are smarter than FBAs, man. FBA would have took an FBA 20 years to figure that out. Press 1.
You're about to try it.
After ordering, we proceeded straight to the elephant, or shrimp, in the room.
When you saw endless shrimp, what did you think?
So that's a very expensive product to give away endlessly. When you have endless shrimp and people are coming in and sitting down at the table and eating for hours as much shrimp as they possibly can, you stress out the kitchen, you stress out the servers, you stress out the host. People can't get a table. It creates a lot of chaos, and you saw a lot of that.
Are you glad that endless shrimp is done? Was that pretty crazy?
Actually, yeah.
Food quality is very good at Red Lobster. It has been since its inception. Now, the menu has gotten too big, so we're going to reduce the menu, but in a very intelligent way.
Do you think you guys might need to close more restaurants?
We intend to be done closing restaurants and intend to grow from here.
Grow from here.
In terms of the business, right? There's going to be investments in the product that will take time. Infrastructure investment takes time. Technology investment takes time. There's 545 restaurants, so fixing every broken HVAC and every torn carpet and every chair that needs replacing will take time, but the impact should be felt right away.
I kind of want that little of that lobster tail.
Oh, you don't have any? Oh yeah, we have to.
Well, we can split. I don't mind sharing.
Please take the whole thing. I've had it plenty of times. I think I matured relatively quickly. I've been in positions of authority for a long time. My 35 might be different than somebody else's 35, but these are just numbers. It's about your experience, who you are as a person, the quality of your character, your integrity, your intelligence.
You could tell he a tether, man. Some men don't talk like that. Some men would have said about American Sun man would have said at least 15 times already. He'd have tried to be a gangster. Some man would have been trying to be the gangster CEO of Red Lobster. I'm still Red Lobster, but I'm still street. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Please take the whole thing. I've had it plenty of times. I think I matured relatively quickly. I've been in positions of authority for a long time. My 35 might be different than somebody else's 35, but these are just numbers.
A tether is a slur that foundational Black Americans are called Africans and Caribbeans. Foundational Black Americans are people that claim that their lineage started here during slavery or before slavery. And tethers are people that either came here from them or their parents or grandparents came to America from the Caribbean or Africa after slavery. So tethers are like, I'm a half a tether. My dad, my mom is it would be FBA, and my dad would be a tether. I think this dude is a whole tether. I guess I'm stained with tethered blood, so I don't know if you could be half a tether, man. I think you could be biracial, but I don't know if you could be half tether.
Positions of authority for a long time. My 35 might be different than somebody else's 35, but these are just numbers. It's about your experience, who you are as a person, the quality of your character, your integrity, your intelligence, your communication ability. There's a lot of things that are different person by person, and age is just one of them. They make work feel like not work, like family. You are family.
You've in the past said that you don't separate work and life balance, that work kind of is life. That's a pretty different philosophy than a lot of people have right now.
Well, if you listen to what I said this works for me, and I don't expect anybody else to live life the way I do. Work to me is purpose. When you wake up every morning and you're excited to do something, it stops being work. Do I expect everybody who works for me to be like that? No. Maybe because I was a server when I was young, but I understand what it's like to work in a restaurant business. So nothing keeps me up at night. I'm energetic about the work, and the more quickly we can get it done and the better we are at achieving our goals, the better life will be for 30,000 people that work for us. That's the most important thing to me.
People do not like Asia Wilson's mentality.
Okay, so shout out to my man Ray Wall, man. He said, "What up, My pop showed me that video. I had to tell him it was a lie. They might not want Africans there, but when they know you're American, it's all good." In China, they treated me like a celebrity. I had people coming up taking pics with me. That video is propaganda, like Sundown Towns, LOL. Yeah, man. Black people, man, we gotta get out of this victim. Well, no, we can't. We can't get out of the victim. We hopeless, man. What am I talking about? Black people are hopeless, man. Black people are hopeless. Just hopeless, man. Did we do this one?
Sam,
yeah, we did this one. Yeah, we did that one. We did that one, man. We did that one. I remember we did do that one. Let me go ahead and let me see how many likes we got, man, so we can bring this panel up. Oh man, we still struggling with the likes, man. Oh man, we got 127 likes, man. 127 likes, man. Jeez, man. We need 73 likes, man, to get the panel up, man. Everybody take a second to hit the like button for the panel, man. Everyone take a second, man. Hit the like button for the panel. Hit the like for the panel. Everybody. we go.
Crime alert. Thieves robbing a Memphis Light Gas and Water employee in broad daylight. And now Memphis police say they need your help to locate the crooks.
WRG's Brian Ditlake is live in South Memphis and has been speaking with neighbors about this brazen crime. Brian, what do you know?
Stephanie, Greg, the police report says this robbery happened as the MLGW worker was working in a back alley. Neighbors unaware that this happened until they heard it from us.
It's just too much. It's too much.
One neighbor not showing their face says it was a shame to hear an MLGW worker was robbed in their South Memphis neighborhood. The worker's dash cam capturing two suspects as they walked towards the car near Devontae Avenue. One suspect in all black wearing a mask holding a gun.
Just walking around like this, man. Jesus Christ.
Suspects as they walked towards the car near Devontae Avenue. One suspect in all black wearing a mask holding a gun, followed by another man wearing orange. At one point, the suspect in orange had his mask off, police hoping someone knows who he is. The robbery happened late last month. Officers say the MLGW worker was working in this back alley when two men armed with guns approached. They made the worker lie on the ground face down and told him not to talk. That's when officers say the victim's wallet, keys, and cell phone were taken before the suspects ran away.
I just hate that happened to him. You know, there's a lot of crime been going on, so we just need justice.
We reached out to Memphis Light Gas and Water for comment. They said, in part, we take the safety of our employees very seriously and are disheartened that an MLGW employee has been the victim of a crime. We are cooperating with the Memphis Police Department's investigation. The ages of the suspects are unknown, but neighbors tell us curbing crime in the city starts with parenting.
It's always kids, so these parents need to control their kids.
Just yesterday in Hickory Hill,
gun violence in our city is something that even
parenting don't got shit to do with it. If parenting had anything to do with it, it would have been solved already. Parenting don't got shit to do with it. It's DNA, man. It's DNA, man.
even though we have seen reductions, it's still not time for us to celebrate.
In a town hall, city officials gave an update on the city's fight against crime. The city is beefing up downtown safety efforts and adding about 200 new cameras with artificial intelligence across the city.
Someone's breaking in a vehicle, or if we're looking for a certain type of vehicle that doesn't have a license plate with a dent on the hood, these cameras will be able to pick them up.
Now, Mayor Young says the installation of these cameras will happen in stages. The first stage will cost the city around $3 million. But as far as this MLGW worker being robbed, if you know anything about that case, you are encouraged to call Crime Stoppers at 528-CASH. For now, we are live here in South Memphis. Brian Ditlake for your news leader, WREG, Channel 3.
Brazen crime happened about a month ago in broad daylight. Tonight, our Brian Ditlake joins us.
Everybody hit the like button, man. Smash that like, man. Smash that like button, man. Take the $5 challenge via PayPal, Cash App, with a super chat.
Caught on camera in Toledo. Look at this. A Halloween display destroyed. The video from neighbors shows this woman causing an estimated $1,000 in damages.
Unbelievable. This all happening around 10 a.m. yesterday, and many are wondering why. Reporter Tony Geftos has a look at that video and the suspect who is facing criminal charges.
Throwing, tripping, trashing a Halloween display. Video from multiple neighbors shows a woman hitting and tearing down the haunted setup in front of a home.
They said that somebody was in our yard and destroying all of our decorations.
It happened Monday, October 7th, starting at about 9 in the morning. Witnesses report the rampage continued for more than half an hour.
I don't know what it was. There's speculations, but I hope she gets the treatment that she needed.
Shannon and Bill Zeller live on the 5500 block of Suter Avenue in the Point Place Shoreland neighborhood of Toledo. They estimate the woman caused about $1,000 in damages.
Some of it we can't put a dollar amount on because we made it.
Other items, Shannon says, were priceless.
I cried like a baby, and I felt bad over some of the memories that are attached to some of the items that she broke. And you know, we have handmade stuff that we made with our children, and unfortunately, we lost our son in a motorcycle accident November 3rd, and there's a lot of memories here.
Toledo police arrested Christina Horvath, who's from Toledo and 48 years old. She was booked into the Lucas County Jail 2 weeks prior for allegedly throwing a rock through the windshield of a vehicle. Now she's facing additional charges of criminal damaging and theft. As for the display, the Zellers are working with what's left.
And I said, well, what can I do to just leave it as it is and make it fun and kind of make light of it? And I hope everybody else can just see we were making light of a sad situation.
A sad situation caused by a woman the Zellers say they had never met until she did this.
Horvath is facing that charge of theft because...
And her name is Horvath? How ironic, man.
Toledo police say she put some of those decorations inside of her vehicle that was parked in the driveway. Now, before this happened, video shows her driving across neighbors' lawns and picking up items from other yards as well.
And welcome to The Factor Uncensored. 4 months after a woman's death in spring, her family still can't erase an image from their minds. They say that's Roshon Richardson's lifeless body, left on the ground for hours after being worked on by Harris County ambulance workers. Richardson's family also says they were treated and threatened with arrest by deputies if they touch their loved ones who was already gone. We're told this is all while her children looked on. We have responses from all the agencies involved. Now, let's take you there because we ask, is this our America? So, Herb, first of all, it was a regular day for you and your daughter. She came home on June 21st after visiting or having dialysis treatment. And when you walked through the door, you had a chance to greet her. And what happened?
Well, normally when I come home on a Friday, my youngest daughter is working from home, and my oldest daughter come from treatment, and she be laying there in my office. So I went in there to kiss my daughters and told them, okay, how you doing? My youngest daughter said, Dad, I got an hour left on work. My oldest daughter was like, I kissed her. She said, my stomach's hurting, Daddy. I said, okay, well, let me take a shower and come back and check on you. So I did. And when I came back, my wife and I came and we could hear our daughter up at the top of the stairs yelling, oh, Lord, my stomach hurting, you know. So we raced up there to find out if her stomach's hurting that bad, you need to come, let's go to the ER. So when I got her down, she said she needed to catch her breath, so she did. And then I finally gets her to the car. Me and her son helped get her to the car. My wife's in there. I back out of the driveway and maybe made it half a block. She said, Daddy, I'm hot. I need to get out this car. I can't, you know, it's too hot block. So, and my wife jumps out, yells to my other daughter, just call 911. And she was on the phone with 911. And told her to press the panic button or what have you. So I said, okay. I finally got my daughter back in the car. My wife and them calling 911 on the panic. And you see my car driving back into the driveway. So that's when EMS showed up. I let my wife tell you some of the story that she did.
And Wanda, did you realize just how dire, how crucial it was at that point for your daughter?
Yes, I did. Upon looking at her, I was telling her to inhale, exhale slowly.
And we starting tonight, we're learning new details about last night's homicide. It's a community event at
Smash on the I don't know what the fuck she is. She's some kind of she's from Fiji or something. She's from goddamn Fiji. Smash on the Fijian. Smash on the Fijian, man. God, oh. Fiji in the building, y'all. Fiji up in this motherfucker, y'all. Salute to Eric S. Man. He says, wow, these sons are expensive to operate. Telling you, man.
And we starting to.
She looked like how Zendaya. This is how people act like Zendaya look like. This is what people act like Zendaya looks like. But Zendaya don't look like this.
And we starting tonight, we're learning new details about last night's homicide as a community event at Union Labor Park. The Polk County Sheriff's Office identified the victim as 46-year-old Michael Carter Jr. Members of the community are now reacting to that violence. Local 5's Alex Fulton heard from attendees and organizers on what they saw happen that night. Alex, what did they tell you?
Well, Larissa, attendees and organizers alike say Big's Big World started out just like normal, with people of all ages enjoying local hip-hop artists. That is until gunshots ring out. Balloons and bouquets of flowers now sit at Union.
Enjoying local hip-hop artists until gunshots broke out. Yeah, we was just enjoying some local hip-hop artists until gunshots broke out, man. You know, gunshots. It was gunshots that broke out. We need 36 more likes to bring the panel up. Come on, guys. You can do 36 likes expeditiously, man. Shout out to Eric S., man. Salute to my man Savrix, man. Savrix in the building. He said, yo, brother, man, my super chats over the years are illuminating and often black pilling. But I appreciate what you do. That there's a burger and brew reserved for you at my barbecue. Oh, man, I'm invited to the white people barbecue, man. I'm going to bring me some mozzarella and tomato salad, man. Bring me a mozzarella tomato salad, man. Bring me a bean sprout and cucumber salad, man. Bring me some pickled beans with I don't know, with squash. No salt. It's only right, man. It's only right. I'm invited to the cookout, man. I must be getting I must be doing something right, man. I'm out here tomming, man.
Labor Park.
That poor situation had nothing to do with the event at all. And my condolences to the family.
The memorial is for 46-year-old Michael Carter Jr., who was shot and killed at the park around 7:30 Saturday night. The Polk County Sheriff's Office says it is investigating Carter's death as a homicide.
I'm just mad that it was just ruined for so many people, man, from the grandmas that came out, the kids that were just having a good time.
The homicide happened at Big's Big World, a hip-hop event meant to raise awareness for mental health. In addition to local hip-hop artists, the event featured vendors as well as a speech from community leader Rob Johnson, who left just before the shooting.
When I heard about it, I was like, man, it happened at the event, unfortunately, but also at the event was an opportunity for people to know that we have to really start taking this mental health conversation very serious.
A mobile Focus response team member from the nonprofit Focus tried their best to perform CPR on Carter, but he died from his injuries.
When those incidents happen, everyone is affected. You had little kids out here, adults, grandparents. Everyone's going to be affected for what was a beautiful event.
Now, no suspect has been identified by authorities just yet. Anyone with additional information is being asked to reach out to the Polk County Sheriff's Office. Larissa.
Right now at 5, a human trafficking ring busted in Philadelphia. And tonight we're learning it went on for
It's now time for Crime in the DMV, where we bring you the latest headlines from the week. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Sierra Fox. We start with a Montgomery County High School employee allegedly attacked by a student, and now parents are demanding answers. Here's Fox 5's Nanasini Bonsu with this report.
Parents here at Northwest High School have many questions after a staff member was assaulted by a student. Right now, we do not know this employee's position, but what we can confirm is that parents say they didn't find out about this attack from the school first. Many of them found out from their children.
Well, they did tell me there was an incident today at the school where a student hit a teacher with a laptop, with a Chromebook. I guess it's this school-issued laptop.
Now, school leaders have not confirmed with us that the object was a laptop, but a number of students say it was and that this happened around lunchtime. During the school day, just after 1 p.m., leaders sent out this letter to families stating that there was a medical emergency at the school that required an ambulance. That was it. Parents started reaching out to Fox 5 saying it was more than what was described in the first letter. After following up with the school, the principal, Scott Smith, sent out a follow-up email around 5 o'clock this afternoon stating that a staff member was indeed hit by a student. Tonight, parents are asking why the school kept important information out of the first letter.
I thought it was just a teacher maybe sick or something.
And then the fact that they weren't honest, or, they just didn't reveal all the details that I had to hear from my kids, that's a concern.
The truth. Just tell us what happened so we know what's going on.
Now, this isn't the first time we are hearing parents call for transparency. If you remember last month, a student was arrested after school in connection to a shooting, but parents weren't notified till days later, forcing the school to hold a safety meeting with parents to address their concerns. Now, going back to today's incident, the principal here at Northwest High School says police were called and this is an ongoing investigation. And when it comes to the student involved in this incident, Principal Smith says the student will be disciplined and could face expulsion as well as criminal charges, but those charges will be left to Montgomery County Police.
$27 likes to get the panel up. 27 likes to get the panel up, man. Shout out to 27 likes to get the panel up, guys. 27 likes to get the panel up. YouTube messing with my numbers too, man. I don't like that shit, YouTube. I ain't with that shit, YouTube. 27 likes to get the panel up. $27 likes to get the panel up. Let's see if we can get 27 likes right quick. Yeah, man. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna start the main event, man. While y'all get that together, man. While y'all get that together, I'm gonna go ahead and start the main event, man. We're gonna get into some Daniel Penny later on too, man. So liberals are triggered, man. Liberals are triggered. Boycott McDonald's, man. McDonald's is corporate is crap. I'm officially done with them. Have you seen the latest news? People in different states are getting sick, and tragically, one person has died after eating their food. Fast food that's expensive, unhealthy, and now clearly not safe. Liberals mad, man. They mad Donald Trump, man, used McDonald's, man, as a PR stunt, man. Ain't that a bitch? Said 100% of Kamala's supporters threatened to boycott McDonald's. Should have started the boycott from fast food years ago. Yeah, I don't believe she gonna boycott McDonald's. She may boycott McDonald's, but she not gonna boycott fast food, man. She gonna still eat Burger King and Five Guys. She ain't going nowhere, man. Ten people hospitalized, one dead in E. coli infections linked to McDonald's quarter pounders in 10 states. Ten states. That's no good, man. Let me see. That's no good. 8 more likes, man. 8 more likes, and then we can bring the panel up, man. 8 more likes. What sandwich is that? PK, have it your way. Let me drop the link, man. Everybody hit that like button, man. Have it your way, man. Salute to everybody watching on Rumble, man. You got the link for you too over there on Rumble, man. Oh, BK have it your way. Yeah, man. It feels like he's gonna win, but you never know, man. You never fucking know, man. You never know. McDonald's has temporarily stopped selling quarter pounders in some states. Wow. Yeah. It's definitely rigged if he doesn't win, man. She's horrible. That woman Kamala is horrible. She's the worst candidate ever, man. She's the worst candidate ever. I mean, I haven't seen a worse candidate than her in my lifetime, man. She's worse than goddamn what's his name? Dukakis, man.
Hey, how are y'all doing? All right. My name is Maxine Kirkpatrick. I am a born and bred Michigander, a fellow on the Michigan One campaign, and president of Students for Harris Walls at Wayne State University. Hey, how are y'all doing?
Jesus Christ. He said, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have just pushed through a DOD directive 5240.01, giving the Pentagon power for the first time in history to use lethal force to kill Americans on U.S. soil who protest government policies. They're literally Hitler. America's Hitler panic. Yeah, anything they do, anything they accuse you of is what they're actually doing. If they accuse you of it, they're doing it. Trust me.
Grocery prices have gone up quite a bit in the last 4 years. And some people blame former President Trump. Some people blame President Biden. Who would you say is correct? And what would you do to bring prices down for Americans?
Thank you, Eric. And you're absolutely right. You know it. I know it. I think most Americans know it. Price of groceries is still too high. And we need to address it in a number of ways. One of my aspects of doing what we need to do to bring down the cost of living for working people and the middle class in America is to address the issue of grocery prices. Part of my background and how I come to it is probably a
middle class family.
New approach grounded in a lot of my experiences as a former attorney general, where I took on price gouging. And part of my plan is to create a new approach that is the first time that we will have a national ban on price gouging.
Grocery prices have gone up quite a bit.
2022, 2023, there were record border crossings. Your administration took hundreds of executive actions. It didn't stem the flow. Numbers kept going up. Finally, in 2024, just in June, 3 weeks before the first presidential.
Does that look like a black woman? What kind of black woman is that, man? Black women have terrible self-esteem, man. Black women have horrible self-esteem, running around calling this a black woman. Y'all have horrible self-esteem, man. What kind of black woman is that, man? She don't even look Indian, man. She look like a goddamn white woman, man.
2022, 2023, there were record border crossings. Your administration took hundreds of executive actions. It didn't stem the flow. Numbers kept going up. Finally, in 2024, just in June, 3 weeks before the first presidential debate with Joe Biden, you institute executive actions that had a dramatic impact, really shut down people crossing over. Why didn't your administration do that in 2022, 2023?
First of all, you're exactly right, Anderson. And as of today, we have cut the flow of immigration by over half. In fact, the numbers I saw most recently, illegal immigration
But if it was
low.
that
But hold
easy
on,
with
let me
that
finish.
executive action, why not do it in 2022, 2023?
Because we were working with Congress and hoping that actually we could have a long-term fix to the problem instead of a short-term fix.
You couldn't have done one and both at the same time?
Well, here's the thing. We have to understand that ultimately this problem is going to be fixed through congressional action.
2022, 2023, there were record border crossings.
She's a moron. Oh, Stacey Abrams, man. She's the first black woman to almost be governor of Georgia, man.
Do you agree that black men who are not voting for Harris and who didn't vote for you, as the pastor sees it, are misogynist? As he said, misogyny is still real in our community.
I would say, number one, I know it's a shock to everyone, but sexism remains real and a very pertinent issue. But I want us to be really clear that Kamala Harris is doing very well with black men. Black men are the second strongest
Yeah, she's getting 80-something% of the vote. That's what I'm saying. She is doing very well. It's just the fact that she ain't not getting 90. They want 90%. And the fact they're not getting 90% is like alarming to them. They're only getting 80%. But,
Well, it's because they're used to getting that percentage, and because they're not anymore, they're flying into panic mode.
yeah. But it's at the end of the day, like, let's not like get too arrogant about this shit. She's getting 80% of the black male vote. 80% of goddamn apes, Harambe Negroes is gonna vote for this fucking airhead bimbo.
I'll say this, man, and this is, thanks to, guys like you, Tommy, etc. I think there are a lot more silent Trump voters in the black community than we think there are. Because nobody wants to be nobody wants to be uninvited from the cookout, but they just gonna slide up in the voting booth, and do what they gonna do.
You naming people online, bro. Like in the real world, niggas don't talk like that. Niggas don't talk like that in the real world.
cohort of Democratic voters. What we're seeing, though, is that she is showing them due respect by actually speaking to their issues. And those issues differ from other cohorts. I'm not quite certain why there is this panic about black men voting. They vote. In fact, they vote more than their counterparts in any other community for Democrats. However, we do have to acknowledge that there is sexism, there is racism, there are challenges in our electorate, and that's why it's so important that Kamala Harris is going everywhere and talking to everyone. She respects voters, she meets them where they are, and she refuses to be told that she has lost a cohort, lost a community, simply because she's different. The best candidates recognize that you win by meeting people where they are, and Kamala Harris is doing that every single day, and will keep doing it for the next 14 days until we get to Election Day.
Thank you, Stacey Abrams, the first black woman to almost be mayor of Georgia, man. Dudes for Trump, dudes for Kamala.
So odd, man. What do you think, man? Like, how do you think the country's gonna turn out if she wins, bro? Like, what do you think the next 4
Oh,
years?
it's gonna be a
Like,
dumpster fire. If she wins, it's gonna be. Yo, she's horrible. She's terrible at her job. She only got her job because she's allegedly a black woman. Of all the think about this. Joe Biden said, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black. Then he said, I'm gonna select a black woman to be my vice president, and he selected an Indian woman. And she's horrible. Like, this woman is dreadful as a candidate.
it's wild what passes for black nowadays, because there used to be a rule. The rule was if the inside of your hand and the outside of your hand are the same color, you ain't black.
I don't understand how we got so toxic and just so divided and so bitter. And
He said he wanted generals like Adolf Hitler had. Donald Trump said that because he does not want a military that is loyal to the United States Constitution. He wants a military that is loyal to.
Now, that bitch just called him Hitler, and then if he clap back at her, she gonna cry racism.
Well, I mean,
He wants a military who will be loyal to him personally, one that will obey
But we
his
are loyal
orders
to him
even when he
personally.
tells them to break the law or abandon their oath to the Constitution of the United States. In just the past week, Donald Trump has repeatedly called his fellow Americans the enemy from within.
What do you think? She got pink nipples or brown nipples? What do you think?
Oh no, man, she got browns, bro. I've been there. I've been over there, man. India, yeah, they got brown ones.
And even said that he would use the United States military to go after American citizens.
They just be doing.
I don't understand how.
I don't understand how we got so toxic. Yeah, all happened in your presidency, you asshole. Goddamn asshole. Goddamn moron, man.
They're getting desperate too when they bring out Barry, bro. Like, that's the big guns, bro.
Yeah. All right, let's see this.
Is a border wall stupid?
Well, let's talk about Donald Trump and that border wall.
Wow.
So remember, Donald Trump said Mexico would pay for it? Come on, they didn't. How much of that wall did he build? I think the last number I saw is about 2%. And then when it came time for him to do a photo op, you know where he did it? In the part of the wall that President Obama built.
But you're agreeing to a
come
bill
on.
that would earmark $650 million to continue building that wall.
I pledge that I am going to bring forward that bipartisan bill to further strengthen and secure our border. Yes, I am. And I'm going to work across the aisle to pass a comprehensive bill that deals with a broken immigration system. I think Jackson's question, part of it was to acknowledge that America has always had migration, but there needs to be a legal process for it. People have to earn it. And that's the point that I think is the most important point that can be made, which is we need a president who is grounded in common sense and practical outcomes. Like, let's just fix this thing. Let's just fix it. Why is there any ideological perspective on it? Let's just fix the problem.
To fix the problem, you're doing this compromise bill. It does call for $650 million that was earmarked under Trump to actually still go to build the wall.
I am not afraid of good ideas where they occur.
So you don't think it's stupid anymore?
I think what he did and how he did it did not make much sense because he actually didn't do much of anything.
How many times do you think they rehearsed this? Like hours? Like, how many hours do you think they rehearsed this behind the scenes before this aired?
I mean, I think she's got a lot of things to do. She's very busy, but I do think that they give her, and the fact that she still screws it up is just insane. Like she still screws it up after getting the cheat sheet.
If you
She's
look at
horrible.
Anderson, though, if you look at his body language, like when he asks her questions and she answers, like you can tell he's like, "Bitch, we already went over this." Like,
Right. That's not the answer, bitch. Wrong answer. Yeah, definitely. She's horrible. She's dreadful.
Yo, it's cracking.
She's
What's that?
offended by
what's popping, guys?
pre-scripted questions.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, man. I think Kamala's hot as fuck for a whole bitch, bro. But
Nah, you right, bro. I smash. I ain't gonna
yeah,
lie.
she hot as shit. But
She
she just
tough
got
back in the day.
the only thing that's wrong with her, she got that wrinkly ass scrotum neck, cause she old. That's the only thing. But man, these niggas ain't about to they don't fucking care about this my immigrant shit, man. They just don't give a fuck, bro.
But
They
don't
gonna
they
keep
live in
You
the
don't
telling.
think
same
so, man?
neighborhoods?
You don't think so?
I
I think
mean,
so.
wait. So you think they're gonna actually do something about it?
I think the black men who actually vote. Okay, we're not talking about the Pookies and Ray Rays, bro. They ain't pulling up to the fucking polling booth. We know that. I think the black men who actually vote, who actually care enough to go out and take off work and go and fucking vote. I think they do mostly care about this immigrant situation, bro.
Only so much as it affects them.
That's only as much as anybody cares, bro. I mean, everybody votes for the shit that affects them. To be honest with you.
Yeah, but these illegal excuse me, these illegal immigrants are concentrating in specific parts of cities or parts of the country in specific cities where a lot of some men are.
Make sure you take the $5 challenge via PayPal, Cash App, or the Super Chat. Support the channel, guys. Support the damn channel, man.
I'm broke, man. These illegal immigrants took my job, bro.
Damn, man, that sucks, man. What's up, Ray Wall? What's happening, man? What's cracking?
Yo, what up, Doc? What's going on?
Ain't shit. How the baby, man?
She's good, man. She's getting big. Getting big. Almost 6 months.
What's up, bro?
Oh man, wow, time flies, man. Wow.
Salute.
Thank you, man. Finally
Man.
got on.
6 months. Yeah. That's I feel like you just had that baby like a month ago or something. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. 6 months.
Man. 6 months.
God damn. Time is flying, man. Let's see. Oh yeah, man. We're gonna get into Daniel Penny in a second, but yeah, this situation in DC, man. Big situation going on in DC, man.
This is the News 4 Rundown.
A DC-based pizza chain is reversing course tonight after outrage from the community over an ad campaign for a new dessert item. Thanks for joining us for the News 4 Rundown. I'm Leon Harold.
I'm Jim Hadley. It's Wednesday, October 23rd, and days after the chain and pizza announced a new item, they are pulling it off the menu effective immediately. They're called Marionberry Knots, an obvious reference to DC's former mayor who served time for cocaine possession.
This dessert item was promoted as a dish, quote, so good it's like a felony, with enough powdered sugar that it will have customers bumping elbows to order and even force the DEA to look twice.
Tonight, and Pizza's CEO released a statement.
They went all in.
We made a mistake, and for that we sincerely apologize. We hear the DC community and have removed the Marionberry Knots from our menu effective immediately. Our Derek Ward has more on the reversal.
Well, there's been a big change in
I've
the
been there.
story. The CEO.
I've been there. I've probably been there like twice. They have pizza where they push it through. They have like a conveyor belt with like a heated conveyor belt, and you just and you get in line and you tell them what to put on your pizza. It's like a piece of dough, and you tell them what sauce you want and what toppings you want, and then they put it through, and it goes through, and it cooks while you're in line. And when it comes out, they put it in a box, and then you pay for it. It's like a little square pizza, maybe like 10 to 12 inches by like 5 inches or something like that.
Of And Pizza has now apologized and promised to remove Marionberry Knots from his menu immediately. This after a wave of protest and controversy over the item. Now, in that written statement, the CEO writes, while humor was our intent, it was regrettably off the mark. We're an edgy brand known for being risk takers. The parody of the former mayor and portrayal of substance abuse was wrong. He goes on to say, we have read the countless messages and social media posts and understand the frustration that this has brought forth, especially.
Yeah, man, this shows you that they not from DC. They would have known not to do this, man. And I think this is going to hurt them going forward, man. I don't think that people are going to necessarily like boycott their business or anything like that, but their name going to be mud in the city.
To the Berry family. Now, this
shouldn't have apologized.
This week when And Pizza posted this ad for its Marionberry Knots, spelled with an E. The doughy, sugary creations were advertised to, quote, blow you away. And the name is an obvious reference to the former D.C. Mayor Marionberry, who was in the 90s convicted on a drug charge and served 6 months in jail on a misdemeanor possession charge. Cora Mastersberry, Marionberry's widow, called the campaign hurtful, racist, and disrespectful. And earlier today, members of the community held a...
Now, to call it racist, that's just annoying. He's good. Oh, it's racist because he's black. There's nothing racist about it to me. It's just disrespectful. Black people got to stop throwing racist in just as a fucking, like, everything is racist. Now, this is just disrespectful and stupid.
They can't help it, Ock.
That's the
Facts. Yeah. This was just. Yeah.
Marionberry, who was in the 90s convicted on a drug charge and served 6 months in jail on a misdemeanor possession charge. Cora Mastersberry, Marionberry's widow, called the campaign hurtful, racist, and disrespectful. And earlier today, members of the community held a protest demanding change and supporting the Berry family.
Cora Mastersberry, you are loved.
Well, he eating pizza. That's Ron Moulton, man. He the pizzaholics. Is he eating their pizza? Y'all niggas, what kind of pizza? Oh no, that ain't their pizza. Their box is a rectangle.
You are safe. You are protected.
Now the protesters had planned to come back and protest again Saturday evening, but now the CEO of And Pizza says he wants to meet with those people and work out ways to better serve the community and to keep something like this from happening again. On U Street, Derek Ward, News 4.
As for the company And Pizza, they have dozens of locations across multiple states, plus D.C. Their first store location, by the way, was on H Street in Northwest. It opened back in 2012.
Developing now, there's an urgent safety warning from the CDC around McDonald's.
The CDC says that it's investigating an E. coli outbreak linked to the Quarter Pounder. Now, here's what we know at this point. At least 49 people in 10 states have gotten sick, and one older adult in Colorado has died. That's according to the CDC. Still not known is which ingredient is making people sick, though both slivered onions and Quarter Pounder beef patties are being investigated.
Quarter Pounders have been pulled from restaurants in affected states. There on your screen. Here's a look. Most of the cases are from Colorado, followed by Nebraska. But the CDC says there may be more cases in other states. Warning, quote, the true number of sick people is likely much higher than the number reported. Now, this outbreak comes months after several listeria cases were linked to boar's head products. That caused dozens of hospitalizations and 10 deaths across 19 different states.
Today, we spoke with a mother and food safety expert, and she talked with us about what consumers can do to stay safe and why this investigation into the McDonald's E. coli is so complicated.
What consumers can do is be informed, right, and understand the risks.
Be informed. The fuck is...
Love Berry! We love Berry!
So we're here today with different leaders from the community. And Paul, I'm gonna get to you, brother. I'm gonna get to you. Different people from the community for our love and passion for Marionberry, but not just Marionberry. We see this over and over again, where people try to erase Black history and leaders and replace them with what you see here today on this menu. We have done so many great things in this world and in Washington, D.C. And the minute we reach greatness and have a legacy and give our young people something to look up to, something to embrace, we have people, I'm gonna call it what it is. We have white supremacists. I can't hold it back. We have
white supremacists.
It's the word. You're right.
White supremacists who post on social media. They attack gay people.
Someone help correct.
They call people illegal aliens, right? I don't know how nobody can call anybody illegal after everything Christopher Columbus did. I just don't get it, right? So sometimes we got to look in the mirror before we start talking about other people. But this guy was given a chance to correct what he did, and he doubled down. But then we did some research on who he was, and guess who his favorite person is, his mentor is? Elon Musk. Right?
Oh, wow.
Elon Musk. And then you see what he posts on.
This is real Black people. This is not internet Black people.
Yeah.
This is just niggas that on the street. So like,
yeah,
you on internet, that's not a representative of Black men. This is a representative of Black men.
Yeah, this is the average black average OG in your neighborhood.
Restaurant and twerked, right? Mm-hmm. So we know pretty much. I would bet that this guy was down on the mall, the monuments, the Capitol on January the 6th. That's what type of guy I think we're dealing with. We're not dealing with the progressive people that we see for the majority of people in Washington, D.C. who love and embrace each other, whether you're Black or white or young and old. We're dealing with a white supremacist who would hurt the wife of Mary,
white supremacist.
post something that will make her cry and say, why? After all the great things my husband has done, while he's buried in the ground, people continue to spit on him, spit on his grave, and don't talk about U Street, where he developed it, and because what he did, and peace is here.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Talk about
he was the one that had the vision to put that building on the corner with people like Jack Evans, who's here today, who supported it. All right? He was the one who gave us DC summer jobs, where hundreds of thousands of children got their experience with working and have moved on to do so many great things in this community. He was the one who opened the doors for the $1 Million Man March, where millions of Black men came together, and this brother from Baltimore who called in on WOL this morning when I was talking and said, I have to come from Baltimore because what Marionberry not only has done for DC, but for the country, because without Marionberry, we would not have been motivated to do what we have done. All right, so with that being
This
said,
guy might be a crackhead.
Steve Salas, we're here to let you know. We know you have hundreds of millions of dollars behind you. We looked you up. But so did the Metro PCS owner. Right down the street, right? He didn't budge initially either. We just want you to know that we're coming as a united front. This ain't one person. This ain't two persons. This not Black. This not white. This is Washington, D.C. And we're here to tell you, not in D.C., all right? Now, you took slang from the past where we used to take the knots and bag up cocaine, right? That's what this is all about, y'all.
All right.
And then you came up with a poisonous recipe of sugar to give our people another drug, right? A lot of sugar and powder. And not only that, when you think about this drug, how many people are addicted to it who are fighting addiction. I know I have people in my family fighting it and died from it, right? When you think about the drugs that people are dying from in DC, he's making a mockery of it. Like, who does that? We're here to say that we're not going to tolerate this, and I'm going to pass the mic on so others can speak about this and this caste system, the caste system that we're addressing today.
What?
It's bigger than him. He wouldn't do this if he didn't think people had his back.
This nigga just said
He would not
caste system.
do this if he didn't think people had his back. So we're dealing with a system that we have to continue to crush
Oh my god.
until we win. And we cannot do this without a united
What
front.
system,
So
dog?
without further ado, I will let, like I say, it's partnership. It's not a Ronald Moulton thing. It's not a Don't Mute DC thing. It's the we the people thing, all right? So I want to bring up other people, and I want to make sure we have our two young people speak before I leave Lil Chris from TOB and Jatar Freeman when she gets here, because one of the things that we're going to do next week, we're going to be doing online Zooms, teaching our people, educating them why we have to come together, understand the economic power we have when we do not use our dollars to support people like this. Because sometimes when you come out the club on U Street, you're hungry, right? And the quickest thing to get is a piece of pizza. But we got a lot of people who have some good pizza who are not racist. We have a lot of people who have good pizza who love us. We have a lot of people who have good pizza, right? Do not force their staff to get tattoos on their arm like they're a cult. All right, so we can go on and on about
Wow.
this guy, but I'm gonna leave it
I
there.
got a tattoo to work with.
Further ado, Sister Nene from Harriet's Wildest Dreams. Now, y'all know Harriet was a bold sister, and this is a bold sister right here. So I'm gonna bring her up, and we're gonna keep the party rolling because we're just getting started. This Friday, this place will never be the same. I will tell y'all this. We calling on everybody who benefited from Marienburg to be here. Everybody. Because we got to send a message throughout the world that this must stop at a time we about to have an election where you have a person who magnifies the voice of a guy like this. He thinks that he is okay. And we got to make a statement, not just here, but at the polls, y'all. Peace and love.
Peace and love, King.
All right.
That's a real black Melungeon king right there, man.
Not in DC.
Not in DC.
If you got a phone, and I need you to put it out. And pizza. Hashtag KNOT in DC. Period. So, as Ron said, my name is Nene Ted. I'm Executive Director of Harriet's Wildest Dreams, a black-led organization fighting for the empowerment and liberation of Black people.
Oh my
and
God.
I do this work on the ancestors of Nuremberg. Because I'm a DC native born and raised in the projects in Southeast. Nuremberg gave me my first job at the age of 14, and I never stopped working, and I didn't become a product of my environment. And the projects on 37 started terrorists in Southeast because Nuremberg believed in me. And from that day on, I've never stopped working. And I do this work on the shoulders of Nuremberg. So how dare and Pizza think that they gonna make a mockery of the man who gave me a chance? That's dead. I'm gonna keep it short. And I wrote my speech because y'all know we radical, we revolutionary. So I gotta stand in alignment. But when this Harris Dreams by its own, Mike, you in trouble. Harris Wildest Dreams is in full solidarity with the Black Washington.
Salute to Karen Vukolich. She says, salute our panel and chat. Karen Vukolich, man. Shout out to you, man. The beautiful Karen Vukolich, man.
She's hot.
The dashing.
Tony leaders, community members that have condemned the strongest possible terms at PISA used on racist language represent the imaginary in this promotion, the new dessert, Murray Berry, he said with an E.
Murray.
Name playing off our DC mayor for life and civil rights leader, Murray Berry, is reckless. Did you hear me? That's reckless. To medicalize drug use, frequently mark the efforts of drug criminalization and racial policing in the district, and shamelessly malign in the legacy of our beloved mayor will not be.
Yeah, this crowd is not an intelligent crowd, but it's what it is, dog. It is this is Jack. Don't get it twisted.
Tolerated. Period. And none of y'all, this is all in the name of profit. This is in the name of profit. We are outraged that AMPISA ought to land such a racist, inflammatory campaign.
Profits.
We will not tolerate it. The circulation of racist tropes in promoting material that circulate in our neighborhoods and cities, that most particularly in venues that serve the youngest members in our nation. This is where our young people come. And they know no better because we got to educate them. We have to educate them. When we knock on this door, when we got a brother, he told me a DC native, protect property over the wellness of our people, it's a problem. So it's our duty to educate them. So for Harry's Wildest Dreams, we got today's pizza showing up any minute. We giving out today's pizza, a Black DC native pizza store that's for us. Stay out of theirs. Stay out theirs. Support your own. Stay out your stores like this and support your own. So Harry's Dreams and today's pizza, we got partnership. And I challenge any Black person that work for AMPISA, holler at Harry's Dreams, I got your pay for today. For the whole weekend, you give me your schedule, Harry's Wildest Dreams going to pay you and educate you to let you know why you should not be selling knots, Murray knots. So if I pay you, I'm going to educate you why this white man is playing enslavement games on you. So with that being said, I want y'all to join us for Harry's Dreams because we're going to be in these streets and we are determined to shut him down. Shut AMPISA down. Boycott AMPISA until he do what's right for the true Black community in Washington, D.C. And I'm going to pass
shit away.
Not in D.C. Not in D.C. Not in D.C. Not in D.C. Not in D.C.
Next, we have Reverend Tony Lee, my Reverend, from the Community of Hope Church.
My brothers and my sisters, my honor and privilege to be here. I am the Reverend Tony Lee, the pastor of the Community of Hope AME Church. And I literally have come just to ask you all to help us join the choir. What do I mean join the choir? I mean, there's times in which people feel they have so much influence and so much resources that they do not have to worry about what individuals think or mean or matter. That we've come to a place in which there's someone who has felt that for profits they can sit and be disrespectful to the life and the legacy of someone who really cared for people. And so we've come here today to ask you to join the choir. That on this Friday at 7 o'clock, we want you to come on out and be a part of this boycott and along this journey, along this boycott. It's not just me asking it. I've been reaching out to the whole faith community. I'm grateful that I've been given permission by Bishop Reggie Jackson, Bishop Reginald Jackson, the Bishop of the 2nd Episcopal District, who has said the 2nd Episcopal District of the AME Church is behind this boycott and will be supporting the boycott of AMPISA. In other words, every AME church in the Washington area, every AME church from Maryland all the way to North Carolina is aligning themselves with this boycott to let you all know the faith community is in this, because you cannot disrespect our leaders. You cannot disrespect and spit on the grave of the great Marion Barry. That is not to be tolerated, and that is inexcusable. It is inhumane and it is unjust. And we come today to stand for justice. We come today to stand for peace. And so I'm asking you all, everybody, to join us this Friday, 7 o'clock, right here on U Street, to be a part of this choir as we sing a song of justice, as we sing a song of freedom, as we sing a song of peace, as we sing a song of solidarity. God bless you. And I need us to sing the song, not in DC, until it rains down from heaven and until we shut this place down. What people understand is economic power. If they're trying to make money off of the legacy of our dear brother, then we're going to shut them down and show them what it means to be able to play in our face. You will not play in our face and think we're going to get it and think it's going to be all right with us. But as faith community, we're coming together line and arm with go-go community, with Harriet's Wildest Dreams, with the music, with the folks of this region to say, come on, let us join this great choir, and we shall be able to see freedom, and we shall be able to see justice in our land. God bless you, and I love you.
Freedom?
Not in DC. Not in DC. Not in DC.
Hold it down for a second. I'll be right back.
I mean, Marion Barry must have been quite the guy.
Yo, who's the green M? What?
That's me, Nick Town.
All right, what's going on, man?
What's going on?
Same old shit.
I heard you earlier, Nick Town.
CT.
Yeah, CT.
Man, CT funny as hell, man.
Yeah.
It's like pure chaos.
Chaos. Yep.
He bring the most retarded niggas up. These niggas just over talk people. Dog, he over talk people for hours and hours. It's fucking insane.
How come we don't get anything like that over here?
Yeah, I was wondering why for the fam and all
For
that.
the family was over here. Act shuts it down though, so we don't. It doesn't get to like. CT let the nigga shit like rock out.
Yeah.
And when people hear CT, they know that like you can listen to it. You like, oh yeah, this nigga just let people do what the fuck they want to do for real.
Yeah, Ox shuts it down.
And when you come over here, it's like it ain't a whole bunch of people over talking each other and
civilized,
yelling and chimping the fuck out. So I don't think it like attracts those type of people. But where the family was over here, he was over here like last week.
Oh, he was? All right.
Yeah, he was on the panel and everything. But soon he overtalked Ock like 2-3 times. I got him the fuck out of there. He gonna tried to blame that shit on me. Like, man, probably was Nick Tell. Fucking his algorithm. I'm like, how the fuck is my algorithm? What?
Yo, something wrong with Sons, man. A low impulse control, man.
Yeah, bro. I mean, you can just tell by the shit how we behave every day, man, in society.
Yeah, man.
And I always put it in the context of a first world glider society. If it was all sons, this shit wouldn't be out of the ordinary. It would just be regular shit.
Yeah.
But because we're surrounded by people that aren't really like us, it just looks very odd.
Yo, Nick Town, in real life, it'd be an ordinary conversation. Then somebody get hurt, you know?
Yeah.
Somebody might die.
Yeah, somebody might die. It's a fact.
This guy gives me LeVar Ball vibes.
He looked like LeVar Ball. His
Yeah.
teeth. I don't think his teeth look like butter like LeVar Ball's teeth though. LeVar Ball's teeth fucked up, man.
LeVar Ball was he was right.
He was right. You said he was right.
He was right.
In what way?
Well, he said that the LaMelo was the best. And LaMelo's the best. He
Uh,
said Lonzo would be like an all-star, but he got hurt. So I think he could still be an all-star. I think he just played his first season now.
I think what the fuck his name? Not LaMelo. What the fuck? Lonzo. I think at Lonzo best, he could be an all star or at least a fringe all star player.
Yeah, I mean in terms of like production, he could easily
Oh,
give his team that. But the all-star contest, it's all just a popularity contest, anyways.
yeah. I remember when the Warriors were like the Warriors and Zaza Pachulia had like he was like getting like mad all star votes. I was like, oh shit. I don't know if you remember that era, but
Them Melungeons suck, man. Them damn
nah,
brothers, them.
nah, them
They ain't
niggas
all
nice,
that. Mm-mm.
bro. What they they keep getting injured, but Lamelo nice.
Yeah, LaMelo was tough.
Mellow, all right. He all right.
His mentality is what holds him back. But
He all right. Let's see what's going on with this, man.
It's a case that puts a spotlight on the nation's debate over racial injustice and crime and the safety of New York City's subway. The trial for the man accused of choking a man to death on a New York City subway has begun. You may remember back in May of 2023, there was a widely shared video of a former Marine, Daniel Penny, wrapping his arms around a man's neck, restraining him in a chokehold until he died.
Now that former Marine, who was discharged in 2021, faces charges of manslaughter for the death of Jordan Neely. Penny has pleaded not guilty. His attorneys argue that Penny did not apply enough pressure for the hold to be deadly, while on the other side, prosecutors argue he used excessive force to kill Neely. Neely was 30 years old and worked as a Michael Jackson impersonator. Witnesses said that Neely struggled with drug addiction.
Worked as a knockout game artist. He knocked out old white ladies for fun. Don't forget mentioning that part.
Mental illness and homelessness and numerous criminal run-ins with the law, had been shouting, throwing things, and acting erratically on the subway train in Manhattan when Penny approached him.
With the help of two other passengers, Penny pinned Neely to the ground and placed him in a chokehold for over 6 minutes until Neely lost consciousness. Witnesses have been mixed as to whether or not they felt personally threatened by Neely, with some saying they were just used to that sort of erratic behavior on the NYC subway. None of the witnesses claim Neely had a weapon or that he came into physical contact with anyone before Penny approached him.
Neely's death sparked nearly 2 weeks of protests before Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg's office brought an indictment.
All the while, millions of dollars in donation poured in from across the country to help Penny cover his legal costs, including from former presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, and former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley. That's all sides of the GOP. They've been showing their support for Penny. The New York City Chief Medical Examiner's officer found that Neely died from compression to his neck as a result of the chokehold. The medical examiner's toxicology report found synthetic cannabinoids were in Neely's system when he died.
Jury selection began Monday and is expected to last 6 weeks. If convicted, Penny faces a maximum of 15 years in prison.
So this is a divisive, debating topic.
Both the white women, who are literally the biggest victims on the New York subway, are going to be against Daniel Penny, and the white dude is probably going to be for him. What do y'all think?
I think
Obviously, I am
go to prison.
Conflicted on this one because I do think the level of crime and erratic, bad behavior on the New York City subway system, I know is an issue, or just the streets of New York City. And this is someone who had been, it had 42 prior involvements with law enforcement, including for.
Well, I mean, 42. That's just normal for a Southern man. Like, I mean, come on. Coming to get arrested 42 times is just, I mean, that's normal, right? Like, that's what these white women are literally about to tell us, in a roundabout way, that that's normal for Black people.
Or assaulting 3 different women over a string of time. This was a dangerous, disturbed.
Watch. Now the women's rights shit goes out the window when it's a Black dude. Watch.
I know is an issue, or just the streets of New York City. And this is someone who had been, it had 42 prior involvements with law enforcement, including for assaulting 3 different women over a string of time. This was a dangerous, disturbed individual. And I don't, if police are unwilling to take action against these kinds of things to actually keep the streets safe, you're going to have citizens taking matters into their own hands. Now, he choked Jordan Neely for a long period of time, and it did result in his death. And you can't just, in my view, you can't just kill someone on the subway because they're acting funny or crazy or something like that. So that's I'm in the middle. I see why people are
the fact that we know that the white women are gonna be 100% on the side of the criminal is absolutely crazy. Who here, press 1 if you think that these 2 white women are not going to be on the criminal side. 1 if you think they're not going to be on the criminal side.
acting out to counter this kind of thing. I think this kind of thing is totally unacceptable. This clearly was a dangerous person, but I don't know that the actions taken fit the circumstances.
Because someone has mental illness, because somebody acts erratic, because somebody has a record does not mean, as you said, they should be killed by anybody, including the police. They have to try 2 things right now. It's second-degree manslaughter, which means reckless intent. That's the more difficult thing to try. And then criminally negligent homicide, which is a lower burden of proof. The burden that he has right now is he's a former Marine, and he has trained, and this is a Marine expert saying he was trained.
Yo, there's no training for fighting with a fucking savage Harambe fucking goddamn half-ape on a train. There's no training for that, you whore. You fucking slut bag. There's no training for fighting with a goddamn dude who's been to Rikers Island 20 times. There's no training for that, you fucking whore bag.
America falling apart.
The burden that he has right now is he's a former Marine, and he has trained, and this is a Marine expert saying he was trained, a trainer, to know the degrees of a chokehold and when a chokehold is lethal. And he sat there for 6 minutes holding this man in a chokehold while somebody else assisted him.
He trained to know the degrees of a chokehold. These women are so stupid. Who told you that? Where did you get that piece of information, that factoid that you putting out here? That the military trains you to know the degrees of a chokehold. I'm not even in the military, and I know they don't train you the degrees of a chokehold when you're fighting for your life against some goddamn fucking thug on the floor of a train car in fucking New York City.
And while the subway car was screaming at him. As a New Yorker, we are very, very used to people coming on the subway and singing and dancing and sometimes yelling, sometimes acting inappropriately. But I think with the jury, as a jury of New Yorkers, probably from all spectrum, are probably going to sit there and say, this man knew what he was doing. He had an intent. Maybe he won't be tried on both, but he'll most likely probably be convicted on one. And it's going to be really difficult for I think any New Yorker to say it's worth just killing a guy. And, you know, that's why so many New Yorkers got up in arms about this.
Yeah, but did he kill the guy or did the guy die? So I knew both white women. This is why don't help these white women. I'm making a call, a plea. If you see a white woman in distress, she's being harassed on the street by a black guy, don't help her. Just smirk and keep walking. Make sure you smirk. Let her see you smirk and keep walking. Do not help white women when they're on the streets being accosted. If it's a migrant too, because that's another, DEI racial thing there. If it's a migrant or a son, man, do not help these white women, man. Leave them to their own devices.
But my DNA.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, you gotta fight it, man. You gotta be like, damn. You gotta be like, shit. But you gotta understand too, like they're treasonous, man. This woman's being treasonous. This is a Marine, someone who served his country and also served the people of New York by restraining this psychopathic, drugged up son, man. And she's fucking going against him, man. Fuck this whore, man.
Certainly sad that you all are just living under the expectation that people are going to harass you and yell at you and behave erratically on the subway. That shouldn't be the norm of living in any city. And I think Daniel Penny is a hero because according to the passenger's testimony.
Wow.
Oh shit! Damn.
Wow.
Yo, that's
Welcome
insane.
to Gotham.
She probably got attacked or maybe raped.
Yo, did she get fired after this?
I don't know, man.
Of what they witnessed on that train. He wasn't just being weird and behaving erratically. He was actively threatening the people on that subway. And Daniel Penny was the only person who was willing to stand up for them when their police had abandoned them, when their city had abandoned them. He was willing to take action and make sure the people on that train were safe. There was an African-American woman who actually came out and said that she was grateful for Daniel Penny because it was the only time that she felt like somebody was standing up for her and making sure that she was safe while riding the subway. There was another African-American man who assisted Daniel Penny in restraining Jordan Neely, who was not charged with a crime. So, I mean, maybe you could argue that he applied the chokehold too forcefully. Maybe he had adrenaline and didn't realize what he was doing. He held him for 6 minutes because he was waiting for the police to come, because unfortunately that's how long it takes apparently in a New York City subway for police to come to an incident of this nature. And when he realized that Jordan Neely had stopped breathing, he immediately provided medical attention and tried to give CPR to make sure that his life was saved. He was not intending to kill Jordan Neely. He was trying to protect his fellow passengers.
Well, the lawyers are going to have a big burden of proof regardless, as usual, to prove that somebody willfully with intent was planning to kill. But again, he still killed him. And he was a Marine who was trained in this. This wasn't just your average Joe trying to hold down, not knowing it was a chokehold. This was somebody who knows how to kill people. He was a Marine. And, while you mentioned a few people, there were several people that were witnesses that are going to be brought before. They've already, the attorneys have already stated that they're going to bring before witnesses on the train that were the opposite.
It's
so
actually
it can happen
hard.
Both sides.
It's harder than people think from watching TV and movies to engage in the right level of force to not harm. I mean, you can punch someone in the face and kill.
Yeah, when you're a woman, you're a dumb bitch like this. She thinks like she sees the world in like black and white, and she doesn't know she doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. No one, a UFC fighter, no one knows the right level when you're fighting, when it's resistant. Daniel Perry, second he put hands on that son, man, that was a fight. That wasn't like he was just like, all right, I'm holding you till the police come. No, motherfucker, that motherfucker was fighting his ass off, trying to get loose. Like, if I get loose, I'm gonna kill you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you better hope I never get loose, motherfucker. I'm gonna gouge your fucking eyes out, you bitch ass nigga. I'm gonna break your fucking neck when I get out of here. Like, I mean, like, yo, he was holding on for dear life, you dumb whore. You slut bucket.
Kill them. You can, we're used to watching TV fights and everything where people beat the crap out of each other and they're fine. Or I love when I hear that, why don't the police ever, or whoever, shoot to wound? You can't shoot to wound. You can't do that. They only shoot to kill, because you can't, unless you're like Jack Bauer, you don't have that level of, even professionally trained people don't have that level of accuracy. So they're always shooting. They're shooting to stop the person from moving or resisting. You don't shoot in the leg. And also you can kill someone from shooting them in the leg. So, the idea that he could, if you engage someone physically in this way, there's always some risk, particularly if the person is mentally ill or has drugs in their system or has other things that it goes wrong. Now, but, to your point, again, why I am conflicted on this, right? No one on the subway was harmed except Jordan Neely.
Yeah, but that's because he stepped in, you asshole. That's like saying, that's like somebody waving a gun around, just robbing people, and then you fucking come in and you knock the gun out of his hand, and he falls down and bumps his head and dies, and you're like, well, he didn't shoot anybody. Well, I mean, motherfucker, like, that's because we stopped him, you asswipe.
He's showing off his psychopathy.
Yeah, he's trying to, also, not piss off the woke mob. He's trying to keep some, he's trying to keep some points, man. And I don't blame him, man. This is the Hill, man. They just, he at least he got rid of that black chick. So salute them for getting rid of that black chick, man.
He got fired.
Yeah.
The way
you know why, or
she said some shit about Israel.
she was like she was anti-Israel.
Yeah, no, she like laughed at the hostages being taken and some shit, and they
yo, these Palestine people. I mean, I don't really hear from the Zionist side, but the pro-Palestine people are like super fucking unhinged, bro.
Yeah. Salute, man. Make sure you take the $5 challenge via PayPal, Cash App, or the Super Chat. Also, continue to hit the like button. Sebastian Kim says, I can see why 90% of kids in Baltimore are illiterate. These are their parents.
I understand trying to resist it, but he did die as a result of the actions taken by Daniel Penny. And, we all can say that, yes, the subway shouldn't be like this, and people shouldn't have to put up with mentally ill people getting in there, which I totally agree with you on. That doesn't mean you can just kill someone, because it doesn't seem like the right, an appropriate level of response to what the situation was at that time.
And he, again, was trained. So this wasn't your average Joe just acting out and punching.
Bitch, this is the third time she said this dumb shit. And she has no clue what she's talking about. Trained. What does that mean, trained? A chokehold against a subject that's a fucking thugged out son, man, on the fucking trains in New York, who's been in fucking prison a bunch of times. There's no right amount of force while you're fighting with him. Yo, do you understand that if you make eye contact with this dude, it might be a fight? Daniel Penny put his hands on this guy. It was a fight, yo.
Bruh. Hey, she keep talking about he was trained this, trained that. I guarantee you, Daniel Penny has been in, not Daniel Penny, but the Sun Man has been in more hand-to-hand combat than fucking the Marine.
Yep. I guarantee you he has been. And then that was probably before he turned 18.
But again, even with training, you can.
Well, he knew how to do a chokehold, and the trainer said that a chokehold is very hard. I mean, it's a fine line in a chokehold between death and not death, and he knew that going in. That's the crazy thing about this testimony that they're going to bring forward.
Ma'am,
dude,
he may not have known that he was going. Like, she makes it seem like he knew he was going to get in a choke. He probably just thought he was going to step in and maybe usher the guy out off the train or something. You don't know if you're going to put the guy in a bear hug or figure Fort Nelson.
Right. She act like he had on a motherfucking Apple Watch that was going to let him know, like, hey, you got 30 seconds left before he dies. Motherfucker, we don't know. Man, we trying to motherfucker. He was waiting for somebody to come with some handcuffs. Cuff this motherfucker before we can get the fuck off this train.
Yep. This whore is so stupid, man. She's such a dumb whore.
This got compared to George Floyd a lot. And what was so bad in that situation is that it was the police themselves. They're sitting on him, and they have handcuffs. They have a police car right there. They could easily. He was no longer any kind of
guy didn't watch
threat
none
away
of the
from them,
video
and they
of
could have
George
just
Floyd.
stopped doing that
was
and
never
put
a
him
threat
in
to
the
begin
car.
with. He was selling
And so that was a big
He's never a threat to begin with.
screw
They
up.
never
resulted
even
in
watched the
death.
George Floyd video.
This is a little different.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I worry about the precedent that this could set. If the idea is that you protect your fellow passengers from someone who is actively threatening your life by restraining them, and unfortunately the restraint that you use either is held too long or you cross over that very thin line, as you put it, of applying too much force where you do cut off the airway, does this say to people, if I defend myself or defend my fellow citizens, I'm going to go to jail for the rest of my life or for 10, 15 years because I was trying to keep people safe?
That's not his job. You can defend yourself.
But
There's plenty of
is,
subway
everyone
police.
has a right to self-defense. So it actually is his
And you
job.
can defend other people.
Yes, exactly.
You don't have to just the right to defend.
They're not using that defense, which is actually very revealing. That is not the defense that his attorneys are planning to use. So if it were self-defense, that would be one. But they're not using that.
Wait.
And just your last point here. The police are everywhere on the subway. As a New Yorker,
not if it took them.
Bitch, shut the fuck
Wait.
up.
She said that he didn't have a right to protect other people.
She's lost it.
It's not his
She
job.
doesn't even know. Like, yeah, you do. You actually do have the right to self-defense and human life. Like, you do. I don't recommend regular people do it, but you actually do. Like,
Yeah, and maybe in New York there's different laws because they're very tight on that stuff in New York. But she's fine with this guy going to prison. She's fine with it. She's cool with it, man.
It's crazy. To get there. They were moving on the subway. That is not the defense that his attorneys are planning to use. So if it were self-defense, that would be one way. But they're not using that. And just to your last point here, the police are everywhere on the subway. As a New Yorker,
not if it took them 6 minutes to get there.
They were moving on the subway,
right?
So you can't.
So they weren't on there.
They
That's
might have
exactly
been in a
the
different
point.
car, but Amber, you're looking at like sometimes you're on a moving car. If you got in a car accident and the police weren't there right away, yet they were on the corner, does that mean that the police aren't?
Also,
active
sometimes
in
they
the
just
neighborhood?
don't do anything. If
Yeah,
they are
exactly.
approximate, I mean, this hasn't been a major.
I mean, you're proving my point by saying, well, the police are everywhere, but they weren't there on that car that day with Daniel Penny and Jordan Neely. And there were other passengers who were grateful that he acted and that he kept
a couple
them safe.
passengers who are going to be brought before to testify. And the majority, on the other hand, did not say that.
Wow.
And so I want to say that as a New Yorker, we care about our most vulnerable members in the community, and it's always people from outside of New York
No, you don't.
who are putting our...
We care about the most vulnerable. He was the least. He knocked out several old ladies for fun in his life.
Didn't you do some stories on him before we knew who he was?
Yeah, he was a wild sun man on the trains in New York City. Calling him the most vulnerable is insane.
Daniel Penny had no priors, right?
Nah, Daniel Penny was a square guy, man. Square.
So
man.
Daniel Penny, look, this is why it's so fucked up.
Oh, my bad.
It's so fucked up because Daniel Penny, no priors, fought for this country, for this fucking lady can be up here spewing this fucking nonsense. But she's fine that he will go to prison for protecting other passengers and himself when a motherfucking crazy band that's a career criminal that probably couldn't go to no family member and ask for $5 she's gonna let him go to prison for the rest of his life and be like, fuck it. Just a virtue signal for a fucking career criminal. We're fucked, bro. America's crazy.
He was an entertainer.
Oh yeah, because the Michael Jackson shit that was like 7 years ago.
That's the only
their beliefs on us.
Well, yeah, because y'all have been brainwashed into
But it's
thinking
not-
violence is normal.
And it's not just people. in
Violence
the-
is normal. It's the safest city in America. And it's getting safer over the last 2 years. It's only gotten safer.
Yo, she's so out of touch, man.
Let me beat the shit out of her.
They need to fire her, bro. She's just not. This bitch is like your brain on MSNBC, bro.
It's not what the FBI said.
The FBI said that, yes, this year.
They just
actually.
revised their
They did
statistics.
revise the statistics.
Violent crime or petty crime? That's what I'd like to know.
Violent crime.
Murder?
Yeah, violent crime is up in pretty much every American city according to the FBI revised statistics.
Yeah,
All
they
right,
just
we
revised
have to leave it there. Coming up next.
You remember they fact check? They tried to fact check old boy on CNN and shit. It made him look at this thing, and now that they revised it and shit, so they was completely fucking wrong.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Wow, this is absolutely insane. These people are horrible, man.
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
Yo,
what's up,
Philly?
Mystic, my guy. What's going on? Chilling in Sweden right now.
That's what's up. Bro.
How'd you get to Sweden, man?
He took the boat, man. The homicide, man.
He took the airplane.
He took the Melungeon Express.
Yeah,
What you
bro.
doing in
Yeah,
Sweden, man?
remember I'm out here. Remember I'm out here working, man.
What you do for a living?
I'm
Don't
all
be
over.
all secretive, nigga, man. What you doing over there, man?
I'm all over Europe. I'm doing sound for
You
concerts.
doing? Oh, you
I
what
went
band
back.
you traveling with? What band you traveling with?
I'm with Nas right now.
Oh, you with Nas?
Yeah.
That's dope.
Nas is
He
big
doing,
in Sweden.
he doing a
Ain't-
European tour.
Ain't Nas big in Sweden?
Listen.
They love.
Listen, let me tell you. Over in Europe, they have a completely different respect for hip hop over there. They love that how can I say early 90s to
Like the
early
lyrical.
2000s. Yeah.
That's what's
They
up,
can't
bro.
stand
Wu-Tang
into
is
that.
big over there too. Wu-Tang gotta be big over there, right?
Yeah. They don't like that new trap shit. That shit is corny to them.
So tell me this. What do you like? Are you a producer or you a sound guy? What is your background?
Well, I'm a musician by trade. I play 8 different instruments, but I also do audio engineering. I do live engineering, which is like when you go to a concert, you had a guy, he controls the microphones, you make sure the sound is right to the drums, so forth and so on. Yeah. So pretty much a little bit of it all when it comes to music and video.
What school did you go to?
I went to NYU.
What high school did you go to?
I went to High School of Creative and Performing Arts.
Damn, bro.
Right,
You
went
went
to the one. You went to the one
Oh,
that
you went to
Tupac,
Kappa?
right? Tupac.
Yeah, I went Kappa, and some
Yeah,
of
my
my
sister
class.
went there. Oh no,
Yeah,
she went to Gant. My bad.
Gamp is a good school. Yeah, a lot of my classmates is popular Philadelphia artists, as you know it.
Boys to Men.
Yeah. They was there when I was there. They was like freshmen when I was there though.
Damn,
So
that's
I ain't
what's
know
up, bro.
Left Eye was from Philly, bro.
Yeah.
Oh
So
really?
you got
I didn't know
you
that.
got
I ain't know that either.
yeah, you got
Well,
I thought she'd be like
Bilal
more.
was there.
She gave me like a Virginia or some shit, like one of them like places like that or something.
She a nutcase though, so it makes sense though. But yeah, I didn't know. I never knew that. I had never heard her mention Philly. I'd never heard Philly mentioned around her name.
She didn't live that long. Shit, she probably didn't get a chance.
Yeah.
Well,
We just finished up a show not too long ago. We got another.
Wow.
Yeah, we got another show.
I heard
We doing
Nas
like a
dope,
European
bro.
tour. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
but
off the
tell me this. So
off the
when
Cologne,
you out
Germany.
there, like on the road with them, are you like like after the show, do you like hang out with Nas, or is it like everybody they just
Yeah,
old now and they just go to their rooms and chill or something like that?
yeah, and yeah, they'll have like a little after event, which is usually like a nice little party at a nightclub, at an exclusive nightclub. We'll have like food, all of those good stuff.
He
We
a
get
little
seated.
older though, right? So it ain't really
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it ain't like no fucking after
yeah,
party
yeah.
with goddamn Lil Uzi or some shit. This is like some
Exactly,
y'all.
They
exactly.
travel
It's a,
with the family. Do
it's
Nas travel with
classy.
his family?
Yeah,
Huh?
well, his daughter was here a couple of nights.
Oh, okay. So they just
Yeah.
travel. They it's like a family vibe on the tour and shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would definitely say so. He a real. I don't care what nobody give a fuck, or excuse my French. I don't care what nobody say, but he a real cool, down to earth dude, man. Real cool.
Yeah,
Wow.
Nas
That's
got
what's
some
up,
of my
man.
favorite shit.
Yeah, that's what's up, bro. Hey,
Yeah.
man, you are in an elite son, man.
Yo, he's an elite son, man.
Hey, man,
Are you
you
a
the best
bull?
of us, man. Hey, I need you to never go into the hood of Philly, man, because they sense that you like the best of us, and you already know how it goes. Like the the worst of
But
us usually take out the best of us. So just stay
but
away from the
listen,
worst of us.
here's one of my. This is like on some real shit. This is one of my dreams, especially here in Philly. And it's not even, I'm not even looking at setting up like a nonprofit or anything, but I want to grab a lot of grab a lot of artists with talent, and get something going, even if I gotta set up like a small school, you know things of that nature, to teach production, audio, what have you, because trust me when I tell you, it's a lot of money in it.
And teaching it,
No, and
Te-
or
opening
and
up
in
te-
a
or
school
doing
and
it.
teach
shit, right?
Yeah, teaching it, or just practicing it.
Yeah, my little brother, he be spitting and shit. He make his own beats.
Well, see,
You
there you
know,
go. And
I
it's not
mean,
and it's
I want
not
to
hard now
support
because
him,
you got
but
the
you know,
internet. You know what I'm saying? So you don't even have to show up at a studio. You could just you could pass files back and forth to each other, and just get everything cleaned up. Next thing you know, you got some shit out there on the internet doing numbers.
yeah, he be making some nice little. He like that boom bap shit too. He like old
Oh
school type
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, that's big. Yo, it's big over here. Big.
He he feels some type of way because he don't think like young like people his age. That nigga like 15. He
Oh, he
don't
got
you know.
whole soul then. Yeah.
Yeah, he don't. He listen to like all the old people. Like he like Big Pun. That nigga rap like Big Pun to me. But he like his favorite rappers like Eminem and Big Pun and shit like that. He like
Yeah.
real fast. He like fast rapping ass niggas.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Wow, and he 15?
Yeah, he fit. Yeah, that nigga been rapping since he was like 10 though, like 10, 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, he might be the next one. Just keep
So
pushing
when
him.
so tell me this. Tell me when you who else have you been on tour with?
Oh, like big names. Before that, I did a couple nights with Rock Marciano and Alchemist. They had a little stint. Um, I've worked with Patti LaBelle. Um, and I can go on and I played with Jill Scott. Um,
I mean, you was on her live band or live set.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So so
Um,
so you was like, so you were playing. What were you playing?
say again.
What instrument did you play?
Well, I play eight different instruments. Like I can bounce back and forth. Like I could play
So
drums, keys, string.
You
Well,
ever
not
did?
strings like it. As
You ever
far
did?
as
so
like,
you
but
read music from a sheet. You can read.
yeah, yeah.
Oh
But when I
wow.
started out, I played by ear, and it took me a while to learn how to read music. I was more so of an ear person.
So
You
you
a
was like
son man,
that
yeah.
drum man or drum line because that's what most of some men be. Hey, but you ever did one of those like tiny desk things and shit?
Say it again.
You ever did one of those tiny desk concerts?
No. I've been to a couple though.
Oh, that's dope.
They pretty nice though. The way they have it set up.
Wow. So we got a real life, goddamn
We got a savant, right? A
musician.
musical
Yeah.
savant, right here.
Yeah, man.
But
Yeah,
'Cause
eight
I mean,
instruments is
but I
crazy,
listen.
man.
I'll
yeah.
tell y'all this though. The music industry is not the same as it used to be. It's really not. You know,
Yeah.
you got a lot of these greedy executives, man, they trying to get all they can get before this shit really collapse. But I'll say this too. This is a perfect time if you're gonna be like an original artist where you're putting out good product, trust me, you will have a following because like I said, that trap music, that mumble rap, that drill shit, all of that shit is phasing out. And people want to
Really?
really get back to the essence of music. I mean, I went into the music store the other day just to, shop around, grab samples, just like some random shit. When I tell you that music store, and I'm talking about it's no CDs, no tapes, no nothing. It's just straight vinyl in the store. I mean, it was packed.
Wow.
I mean, people spending a few $100 on records. So, yeah, it's a different culture.
Wow.
Are those execs sons or gliders that are trying to take the money?
Jews, bruh.
Say that again.
The execs are they gliders or sons that are trying to take all the money?
Well, you know who they are.
Okay, I got you.
You know who
I
they
ain't
are.
even going live.
But this
Like,
this is what I'm saying. It's a perfect time for us to sneak through the back door because a lot of us are learning what this is really about. Because you don't really need no middleman, and they work as a middleman. You know what I'm
What do
saying?
you think about TuneCore and shit like that and disco
this
like
distro kid.
yeah,
Yeah,
distro
Disco
kid
Kid and all of that. They you can but see this is you can do it yourself. You don't really need them.
You don't
You
need
really don't
TuneCore
need
to
them.
release your music onto the all the platforms.
Yeah, bro, it's so many ways you can do it. So
And I
many
released
ways.
all my songs in 2022,
Hmm
in 2023. I mean, I released all my songs that I released that year. I released them through TuneCore onto all the platforms on the
And
iTunes
and let,
and yeah.
and let I'm sorry. And let me ask you this: didn't they charge you a monthly subscription?
Yeah, definitely.
Yup. And you know what? If you read the fine print, they own like a huge percentage of your product.
That's terrible.
Right.
That's why I said do it. You can do it yourself. You can do it yourself, man. It's not difficult. And I tell a lot of artists all the time, oh, they rush for a record deal. A record deal ain't nothing but a loan, man. They want their money back. Whereas though
I
you
don't
could do
want
it
no record
yourself.
deal.
Yeah, you could do it
I
yourself
just
and
want
promote yourself.
distribution. I just use those places with distribution just to put my stuff out there in the professional way. You know what I'm saying? Like get it to all the to all the
Yeah, to
all,
all of the I got what you're saying. I got what you're saying. But trust me when I tell you it's
Spotify, all that shit.
yeah, like the way these remember how they had street teams back in the day?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
A&Rs and things of that nature. It's the same shit. You could do it yourself. That's why they got phased out. Because people found out you can do it yourself. And it's like, what the hell do I need an A&R for? I can, I could just get with my homies and, do this sound right or do that sound right? What should I do there and this and this and that? You could do it yourself, bro. Trust me.
Yeah, but you get your homies gotta. It's one thing to have
Yeah,
homies, one thing to have people who know music. So it's like
yeah.
you gotta
You
be
gotta
able to listen to your
right.
homies. Yeah.
You gotta get a squad you can trust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's dope, man. I didn't know you was that deep into it, man, into the music industry like that, man.
Mhm.
That's crazy, man.
Well,
Um,
what? Yeah. Well, how come? Every time I was getting on live and I was cameraed up, most of the times I was in the studio. I don't know if you ever seen all the equipment and stuff in the
yeah,
background,
I
but yeah,
seen the stuff in the background, but I
Yeah.
mean, you know, a lot of some men got studios, man. A lot of people got studios, but we had several guys here that did music and stuff like that and before. But yeah, like that's dope, man. That's dope that you're doing it big time like that, man. Yeah, man. That's big, man. Salute. Let's move on to this.
Yeah, the
Daniel Penny,
craziness, because
an
that's what I
aggressive
came
homeless
for.
man in a chokehold. The man died. Penny was charged with manslaughter. Now, the very New Yorkers who ride the subway every day will be his jurors. With us now, Michael DeSharo, one of our favorite guests in New York, criminal defense attorney, former
Always good to see you.
assistant district attorney. This is like a Law and Order episode, right? I'm thinking the defense wants jurors who ride the subway every day.
Absolutely. And they want jurors that rob the subway and jurors that are concerned about their safety if something like that happens.
Well, if you've been on the New York subway, even as a visitor, as I have, you should be concerned about your safety. I thought about the protesters outside, the people chanting murder and murder and everything. All I can think of is who now today would protect anybody on the New York subway if rather than getting a medal, you're going to get arrested and charged with murder?
That's a pretty good analysis. And that's also something that works in favor of Mr. Penny. This is a classic 50-50 New York City trial. This is remnants of Bernie Getz. The jurors, 12 of whom all have to agree, right? Mr. Penny has to testify. He's the only one that can tell the jury, I did not intend to kill this man. I wanted to stop the threat. I don't know if he testified in the grand jury because they're secret, but that's the way this case is going. And you opened up a really important point. Every day, this jury is going to be doing field tests. They're going to be taking the subway back and forth to Harlem, to the Upper West Side. And every day they're going to be, some of them, obviously, because we all know what happens on the subway, there's real danger sometimes.
What does, there's another irony, right, that Alvin Bragg, who doesn't care if you push old women in front of subways, then you get off, but this guy is getting charged with murder. What does he have to prove? And what is the minimum that Penny has to come out by saying that the self-defense argument holds?
Every self-defense case comes down to one thing. Is it reasonable? What he did under those circumstances. And if a jury believes that it's reasonable, did he use excessive force? And when he testifies, I imagine the prosecutors are going to go through each second of that frame as to, because he held on to him after he wasn't moving. So that's going to be a big focus of the prosecution. The defense is going to say he had to control him because he was fearful, because he said, and I've heard witnesses say this, that he was going to kill everybody on the train.
Is there any way to look at this prosecution, and then we saw people out there, wandering around with Palestinian flags and all this crazy stuff, as something other than a political prosecution by Alvin Bragg?
I think this is something that I don't think Mr. Bragg has got this case right. I think this case is something a jury could very well come back with a not guilty on this. If he's listening to the politics, or I believe he is, this is what is motivating him. I don't understand what the Palestinian flag has to do with Mr. Penny. I don't know.
Oh, the BLM movement and the Palestinian pro-terrorist movement are pretty aligned. That's a different thing. I give you the last word here. What are you going to be watching for the trial, for jury selection on this?
The people on the jury. If I'm Mr. Penny, I want young girls. I want older people. I want older women. I want people on the subway who, if something happens, they will be afraid for their safety.
Right, somebody who wants a Daniel Penny next to him on the subway,
Correct.
Not the homeless guy who was screaming that he was going to kill people if he didn't get something to eat.
Agreed.
All right. Thanks for watching.
I think he's sadly mistaken because a lot of those young girls in New York are super liberal, and they are going to take the black guy's side just because he's a black guy. They're going to lose the white guy because he's a white guy.
That's equity.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick question. I hate to interrupt y'all. Real quick question. Your music, the music that you have, what kind of files do you have it on?
I have it on MP4.
All right. I'm gonna put you. Are you looking at the chat or are you looking at the back chat?
I'm looking at the chat, but if you put something in the back chat, I can get it.
All right, I'm gonna put my info in the back chat so that way you can reach out to me.
Okay. Yeah,
All right.
definitely. Yeah, definitely do that. Okay. Yeah.
All right, it's a New York City case that really sparked national debate, and it's going to court today. Jury selection begins this morning in the trial of Daniel Penny. The 25-year-old Marine veteran is charged in the chokehold death of Jordan Neely on a Manhattan subway car in May of 2023. That incident all captured on camera.
Well, he is now facing manslaughter and negligent homicide charges. His lawyers say he acted in self-defense when Mr. Neely started threatening and yelling at passengers. Prosecutors argue that Mr. Penny used excessive force. We're joined by his attorney, Daniel Penny's attorneys, Thomas Kenneth, Steve Razor. Nice to have you both here.
Nice to be
So what is your strategy? I know jury selection starts today. Do you plan on putting Daniel Penny on the stand?
Well, I mean, the decision to put your client on the stand, the decision for a defendant to take the stand is a personal decision. It's one that's typically made at the appropriate time, which is after the defense is arrested, after the prosecution has arrested their case and the defense decides whether we want to put on a case. I think what we would say is that Danny is ready, willing, and able to state his case. We think we make a fantastic witness, and if the decision is for him to testify, I think he's going to do great.
Do you think that you would take the jury down into the subway to let them feel what it's like to ride the subway?
I would love to.
Is that a possibility?
Unfortunately, no, but I think we could give them enough information to make them kind of feel what it was like to be there, because that's a big part of the justification defense, is to kind of put them in the shoes of our client, to give them an idea of what it felt like to be in that type of stressful situation, confined in a small box with no ability to run away.
At the heart of this case is the video. The video that so many people have seen. Obviously, the prosecutors and the prosecution is going to present this as a strong piece of evidence for them. How do you move past, or how do you deal with this video that really shows what happened?
Okay. Well, in a lot of different ways, we actually think the video is our best piece of evidence, because if you really break it down frame by frame, what you'll see, and this will be corroborated by expert testimony as far as the use of force experts and so forth, that Danny is never applying continuous pressure to his neck, to both sides of his neck, which any use of force expert, any medical expert will tell you is necessary in order to even cause someone to lose unconsciousness.
Can you get that? I mean, practically, when you look at that video, though, I mean, I know the experts will say that, but when you're just looking at it, if you're just a layperson who's not an expert, that's what it looks like.
See, and that's exactly the problem. That's what we're happy to expose in this trial, is the actual facts as to what occurred. Because when you do look at the video, you see somebody in a position of a chokehold, and the assumption is that you're applying pressure sufficient enough to kill this person. But the reality is, you can also put somebody in the position of a chokehold and not apply pressure for the purposes of restraining that individual. And that's exactly how the maneuver is taught, where Danny learned it in the Marine Corps many years before. It is a non-lethal restraint maneuver when you're trying to restrain someone without injuring them. And that's exactly what Danny Penny was doing here. Because remember, Jordan Neely is threatening people. He's threatening to go to prison for the rest of his life. He's threatening to take the lives of the other passengers on that train, including, by the way, disproportionately women and children.
So there's a video that's missing, right? From this tourist, these tourists who were not here any longer.
Yo, I got like two things, right? So one is fucking your boy, what's the Asian cop in Minnesota? Gene, whatever the fuck, what the fuck was his name? That motherfucker got he got like 5 or 6 years for doing his job and like making sure like the crowd don't like attack the cops.
Yeah, it's like his first day on the job.
Yeah, what about the fucking Sun people that was holding them down? We don't know their name. We don't know shit. They're not on trial or nothing.
Nothing.
This shit is crazy. Like the justice system is literally broken, bro. It's literally broken.
Yeah, and I wonder if they're going to be witnesses. Like they don't even want to require them to come forward and testify. You had your hand. Maybe he could have got loose if you weren't holding his fucking hand.
Exactly. Like
Since you care
what
so
is,
much about them.
and another thing, the last thing I was gonna say is like, in all actuality, bro, this should be like a very, very short trial because it's like it's no like I don't even understand why NYC fucking do trains have like 24/7 cameras on the train on the like the I don't
Not
think
all
so.
they installing them, but they don't have them in all the trains.
Right.
Because
So
New
like
York has like thousands and thousands of trains. Like their subway system is it's not like Chicago or DC. It's like every other system combined.
It's
so
enormous.
I think Chicago has the second biggest like public transportation. And when I
It
tell
ain't
you,
nothing like New York. Not
yeah,
even
but when I
close.
tell you, bro, like they have the best cameras with audio. That shit is clear as fuck, HD. Like we have the
Mhm.
like our public transportation like shit is crazy. But another thing that is different with us is our buses and our public transportation are not really like city jobs. It's we private it's privatized.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. Mm. Yeah, like we got DC, we got WMATA, it's Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority, and you got the Metro, which is the train. And we got the cleanest best subway in North America, man. Our shit is clean. Like you don't see trash on our subway. You don't see that type of shit. You see sunmen doing sunman shit from time to time. Like my boy's my boy's son got killed on the train a few years ago. Like my right hand man, his little son TJ, got killed by an FBI agent on the train. We did the story, and I didn't even know that was my man's son until I called him one day, like last year, and we was just talking. I was like, "Yeah, man. So how your son doing, man?" He was like, "Oh, TJ died, man. TJ got killed on the train." I was like, "What?" And he started telling me the story. I was like, "Oh shit, I did that story on the channel, man."
Was that the parking at the top of the parking garage?
No, that was this one, man. Let me see if I can find it. I think if you see, it was yeah, here it is. This one right here. Is it this one? Is this the one?
DC police have released a partially redacted incident report from last week's deadly shooting on the Red Line platform at Metro Center. Fox
Yeah.
5's Bob Barnard has this update from Northwest.
He fine as shit.
DC police have released the incident report from the shooting here at Metro Center last Wednesday night around 6:30. This goes with the surveillance video that Metro released showing the incident on the platform. The police report has redacted the name of the senior FBI agent who fired his service weapon, a Glock, killing Troy Bullock, a 28-year-old from
Troy Bullock, yeah, that his dad, his dad. That was like my right hand man for some years, man. Troy, man. His dad's name was Troy too, but I had no idea that was his son. I watched this little kid grow up. I watched this kid grow up from a little boy to like a teenager. Then I wasn't in his life no more because he drifted away, and me and his father wasn't like cool like that no more. But we wasn't enemies or nothing like that. But I just how things
Yeah,
go like that.
shit move around, you get a
Yeah,
wife,
yeah,
you
shit
get all
move
this other
around,
shit.
blah blah blah. But I seen this boy grow from a little boy to a teenager.
surveillance video that Metro released showing the incident on the platform. The police report has redacted the name of the senior FBI agent who fired his service weapon, a Glock, killing Troy Bullock, a 28-year-old from D.C., who the report says was also armed with a pistol, a revolver, but it does not say whether that weapon was displayed or used during the incident, which led to Bullock's death. The video shows the two men struggling, going over a cement wall, falling 8 feet before the shots were fired, and the platform clearing of other riders. The FBI agent who fired his weapon and killed Bullock was injured as well. This cell phone video from someone outside on the street looking across at the Metro Center station shows the agent being loaded into an ambulance. We spoke to a Metro rider, a commuter, who comes from Benning Road, where there was a shooting on the platform the next day, into Metro Center. She was at both stations Wednesday night and then again on Thursday.
What's the odds that you're at both stations when there's shootings back-to-back nights?
In Blackistan, that shit like 50%. Hey, did you see that he was trying to up it when he was getting pushed over the?
Yeah, I saw when he's falling back.
He was trying to up it. Yeah, he was trying to up it.
Yeah.
You think that it was?
Here's her.
You think that he was trying to like rob him or something? And then,
Nah. His dad said that like he had just broke up with his girlfriend, and he was like going through some shit. Right? He had just broke up with his girlfriend, and he left his girlfriend house, and he got on the train. And he don't usually catch the train, but he got on the train, and his dad didn't even know he had a joint. He had a pistol, but he was like upset. That's the only thing that they know. And he was upset when he left his girlfriend and shit. But nobody knew he had a pistol. I don't know how he got into it with this guy, but obviously he did because it's on camera. And I don't know how I got there. I've caught the train since I was 7 years old by myself. And I've never seen nobody go over that side of that thing. And it's always right there. And you always look down there. It's like change and gum down there and whatever, but cigarette butts and shit like that. But I've never seen somebody go over there ever in my whole life. And I've been on the train too many times.
and what's crazy is that
to the
since
gun.
it's federal, I bet you they didn't even get like a follow up on this. Like no one really fucking cares since it's FBI. Like no one questions the FBI like that.
Yeah, I mean, they got it on camera. It looks bad. I don't know what can be done, but yeah, man, it's sad, man. It's unbelievable because the kid, he's not. I wouldn't say he's like he's a kid from DC, so he's had, his dad is a street guy, but his dad raised him up right though, and you know what I'm saying, he was raised right, and it just was like a perfect storm. They still don't. His dad still don't really know everything that happened.
Yeah, because federal shit, they keep that shit like they just let you forget.
Still, I'm talking about with the kid's mind, like once he left his girlfriend, that's the last contact anybody who know.
They don't know what the fuck happened. Like,
yeah,
how the
nobody
fuck you
know
end up
what was
getting
on his
into it?
mind. Nothing,
Right.
You know what
You
I'm
get
saying?
into it. You go to the DC train station. You get into it with a motherfucking FBI agent. Your luck sucks.
Yeah. Nobody knows. And he wasn't the type of guy to like. I mean, he is big, strong kid. Big, strong hands, and you don't want to fight him or nothing like that. But he wasn't that tall. He wasn't really all that tall. He was like maybe 5'10" or something like that. But it ain't like he was out here just playing the knockout game or nothing like that. He wasn't that type of kid. But he wasn't the type of kid that you like some little son man start some shit with him. He gonna be in for a long day. You know what I'm saying?
Violence at Metro.
This is way beyond, I think, what is normal for a city. And I would ask the mayor, kind of, what are we doing about that? And how can the community?
Yeah, but yeah, this was I had, when I did this story, I had no clue because I never knew his name was Blue. I thought his last name was Good, like his dad. I didn't really realize that he had his mom's last name, like a lot of Sunmen. Like you know what I'm saying. A lot of Sunmen have their mother's last name, but yeah, I didn't put the pieces together till I talked to my man. He was like, yeah, man, TJ passed away, man. I was like, what? Like, wow, man. Shit, crazy, man. Sad story, man. Sad, man. Sad. Sad. And his dad, man. His dad is out. How do you get over that, man? Like, How did he? I don't think he'll ever get over that. I don't think he'll ever get over that.
Hell no. Did
Call
you
him from time to time, checking on him. I check on him from time to time, but like, yeah, it's no way to ever get over because they was like friends. Like
yeah, they
he
grew
was
up
smoking
together.
weed. Yeah, no, he was older. His dad was older than him, but his dad was still like into the street
The hip
life.
hop shit. Like he was
He
like
was the little dude he'll take on the block with him. He'll bring that little dude on when he used to hang up on some spots. He would take his son with him, or when he would
oh
come
wow.
around where I was at, around my spot, he'd have his son with him, and his son was always with him, but his son seen a lot of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Seen a lot of things, man.
Like most
But
sons, bro, which is crazy.
yeah.
Hey,
But he
but did
wasn't
you
a
see
bad
the
kid.
little rapper that got killed in Chicago last night?
Nah, it's in the news on Chicago news.
Yeah. It was big time.
Oh man.
Q50 Whitliff 50. That's his name.
What's his name? Who?
Q50 WLIL 50.
Well, that's retarded.
He was 15, I believe, 15 years old. He was doing like a whole bunch of interviews and like shit like that and blogs and stuff, like right before he got killed.
Q50. It ain't on this one. Let's see this one. The little rapper.
Yeah.
Is that him? This one? This video, Aaron Neal?
No. That's the other guy that was in the street shit, but he had been missing for a while, and then they end up finding him dead in like the lake or some shit.
Wow.
Yeah. It was last night, so
What's his name? Q50?
Yeah, Q50.
Oh,
there
Will
right there. It's the first one. It's popping. It's big, very popular. Yeah, not that one.
How were you supposed to say his name?
Q50 Whitliff 50. That's how you say it. They did a blog with interview with DJU. That shit was so fucking sad and miserable. But if you like listen to his music, yeah.
Other personal
crazy.
belongings, including clothing.
Oh, I think this one got it.
The shooting happened just before 8:30 in the city's Woodlawn neighborhood. CPD says the boy was standing in an alley near 66th and Champlain when someone opened fire, hitting him in the chest and left leg. On scene, investigators blocked off an alleyway as they documented and canvassed for other evidence. At least 16 evidence markers were down on the ground, and you could see shell casings and other personal belongings, including clothing.
I bet y'all whoever did whatever be killed. I'm done talking now. On my dead cousin, y'all know I'm not no bad. When I put anything on somebody's head.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you check us out on Patreon at www.patreon.com/hookah_anonymous. You guys been telling us to create one for the longest, so we recently created a community where we will upload videos that we can't share on YouTube due to their guidelines. We'll also be dropping the latest to there first, behind the scenes information that you wouldn't find anywhere else on our socials. So make sure you.
Yeah. These the type of little dudes that'll make you kill them in the hood.
Yeah, like he was 15, but when I tell you, he was active, bro. He was active.
People
And
see these little kids and they think that, like, they say, oh, he's so young, but that's only because you're not in his orbit. The people who live on his block, who just live there, the people who you know what I'm saying, are in his family, the people who the administrators, the teachers at the school. This kid is he's a menace. Like he's a threat. He's not he's not somebody who you say, oh, that's just a little kid. That's somebody who his threats are taken seriously. You know what I'm saying? They the reason the hood quiet at night, because everybody in the house, because don't nobody want to be out there with them. You go in these hoods, man, it's quiet at night. Ain't only people you might see is some white people walking their dog, taking their dog to pee at night. You ain't gonna see no niggas outside, older guys outside hanging outside, unless maybe they hanging on the main Ave in front of like a liquor store.
Nah. This neighborhood on fire. He didn't jump off the porch in this neighborhood, but he was born on this neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this neighborhood on fire. This is the whole if you know the whole Bloodhound, Jeff and all that shit. He got killed like literally like a block away from where he got killed. And it's a deep thing, but like if you look at some of his interviews and his blogs, you'll see him walking around with AR-15s and shit and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, these little kids are not innocent at all. They're demons, man, and they enjoy hurting people. They enjoy having people. They like people. The fact that people are afraid of them.
Become a member, and after you do that, head over to our official Instagram page. Even though we're approaching winter, it seems like things are just starting to heat up for Chicago. You would think with Dirk having a moment in Chicago at the United Center for his birthday, where he made a collage paying tribute to all the fallen GD and BD members, that somehow guys would take heed and decide to leave all the drilling and spinning alone. However, here it is just days away, and we have a member of PGF who was just shot and unalive while standing in the alley. I stated this before, that pushing peace in Chicago was a good step into the right direction. However, it's to the point where it's bigger than just the known BDs and GDs we know, like the old blocks and FBGs and so on. It's to the point now where you have younger guys who have came up, created their own groups, and now they're looking to get stripes, in which the only way to get stripes is by taking a life. Not only that, but we're also living in a day and time where backdooring is at an all-time high. So before, you mainly had to worry about your ops. But these days, you have to worry about your ops, dodging police, and your own friends, because them will be the same ones that will set you up. Rest in peace, Lil Schoon. To this day, we don't know what really happened concerning his demise, but it's leaning towards him being set up, in which I think it was way deeper than just the girl Nene, who everyone else was blaming. Then fast forward to 800 TJ, who was allegedly set up by a friend of his by the name of 650 Little Mike, who was then backdoored himself and nearly lost his life but survived, all because it was alleged that he had a hand in 800 TJ losing his life. In a nutshell, it's a lot going on in Chicago, and this story we're going to talk about today is no different than what's been happening in a continuous cycle, spewing from drill music and unworthy trust people around you. I'll get into what I mean by that later. We're also going to get into what happened to Q50 Little 50, and then get into what his sister had to say after his untimely demise. And not to get it confused, this Q50 isn't Bloodhound Q50. I've seen people ask in the comments on the blogs, however, these are two different people. Now, before we get into all that, make sure you hit that thumbs up button so we can get this video.
There's two Q50s. Oh my god, this making my head hurt.
Yeah, go to his like his one of the blogs when he walking around with his book bag and shit. Go interview or something. Type in interview. Right there. Yeah, interview. Yeah. And scroll down. That one right there. That one right there. On the couch.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely smoking speedy.
That's him right there with the rifle.
Everybody, new pack of the day.
What y'all homie Queso or
This is
something?
like City of God. Remember that? You ever seen that movie, City of God?
Yes. Y'all took his pipe.
That's my little.
If you ain't with us, you against us. It ain't no middle.
Look, I love for Queso, man.
Look, Baby Doc and Big Doc died in the worst way on all my dead people.
They
Folks
both
died
died,
with his Drake, folks died with his button.
Came around flexing on it. So you know the Jackson took his kid.
He said, "Hey, I get it around the city." Where that kid at?
Hey, where that kid at? Got took. I ain't gonna lie. Anybody that
Came around flexing. No bullet.
all type of shit, all fed. We left the bird shot. We put up. On
We left the bird. Now we put up.
All the odds be broken.
The one in the green is
like and leave a comment.
worried.
Also, check out our Instagram page at On the Couch TV.
Let the people know who we got out here on the couch with us, though, man.
Y'all got fully chopped 2 times on Instagram, Y'all got do that.
50 Willa 50 in the John.
Let's go from 07 way for that big ass beach. Now we come.
From the end, shout out HB no. Yeah, runner.
Now we come.
Shout out from them.
Tell the people like where y'all from, man. We out here walking through the trenches right now.
I'm from
Honorary.
Yeah, they from that's going on from Honorary. I'm from PGL 59 Carolina. Yeah, brother. Born and raised.
So where we at right now? Let them know something.
We just walking through. They don't even know. We just walking.
We save everyone.
Yeah, we say, man, where we go?
We walking
Yeah, where we
and
go?
shit.
We just
nobody but 12. Oh, my cousin.
Nobody but 12.
Now the one question a lot of people go think like they gonna ask, like how old is they, man? Like y'all look real young out here, but
16 and up.
15 and up.
16 and up.
there ain't no question y'all been out here for a while too. Tell the people what age y'all jumped out here in these streets.
I ain't gonna lie. I jumped out when I was like 13.
I ain't gonna lie. I jumped out. 11, 12. Early, folks.
I ain't gonna lie. I jumped out. I ain't gonna they been out here, but just now, like over just,
Yeah,
we been out.
Like, we was doing that kid at first.
No bullshit.
Couple like
Ran around
2
the
years
kids
ago. Like kids, folks. Just doing little bad. And we was riding them kids, like that's really nothing for just doing it.
Yeah, joy riding.
When they like went viral and all that, like 5 years ago, all that.
When we used to be joy riding, don't want nothing big or nothing.
Just really just being kids, folks. Bad ass kids, folks. That's how we was raised, folks.
Oh no.
So everybody like grew up together type, or y'all like end up getting cool along the way?
Yeah, we did.
End up like getting cool.
Some just clicked up to them, like everybody just started
hanging with each other,
Now everybody on point. Ain't nobody too paranoid or nothing around here. Like,
hell no.
Is it safe to be walking through here though?
We ain't ducking. You see how we is for this.
Just walking this shit.
Ain't none of us. We love it.
We
ain't ducking nobody
but
What about when they're alone?
We ducking this 12. We spread it out.
We ducking this 12. No bull. My dead on.
And we see everybody on point though, like I just said and everything. Like, what's some do's and don'ts when coming through here, walking or driving, man?
Don't be speeding past
Don't
us.
be speeding,
and don't be driving too slow.
halfway stop.
Don't drive too fast or drive too slow.
Yeah, that's basically the whole thing.
But you see,
Right
you always gotta be on point.
Them
Don't
talking
I'm
like
not worried
this.
about nobody.
We gonna
I'm
stop that.
not worried about nobody.
We gonna put that apart for you. No bullshit. We gonna put that on the tow truck.
My dead brother. We not worried about nobody.
Came around flex like
Yeah.
Like Queso took his kid. He ain't got no kid.
I love for queso, man.
Hey, look,
Still got love for queso.
and we just dropped 2. Y'all need to go.
Go check that right now.
Now you know we trying to space.
Now we definitely, upon doing my research and all that, I seen a couple videos of somebody taunting y'all to come outside. I don't know if it was this block, but it was some block they was on. Is that normal?
Yeah.
For people to be trying to pull up and like get y'all to come outside on y'all block?
Scatter us for real. Man, they have to do that pop up. Do that on the internet for real. Yeah, they already call us for real. They can let us on the internet. They go live and tell us to come outside for when we come outside. We outside for going to have so scared.
Hey, look, stop letting them speeding them get to the net with y'all.
Like, don't shoot back. Like,
Don't one of these motherfuckers even got a mustache, man? That's crazy. No mustaches, no sideburn, nothing.
niggas that see me and do all that tough. Damn, folks. I ain't gonna shoot my Y'all just seen them? Hey, y'all just seen them thing right there?
They override pass.
Hey, boy, don't shoot that.
Sorry for that, sir. Sorry. Hey, look, that's my down there.
See, we in the house and do all that tough.
Hey, let them know though, like, is this?
Hey, y'all see that how they?
Hey, y'all coming? You know that.
But yeah, what we were saying, look.
Like, is this every day, man, or this
Man,
like
this
the vlog, man?
Time we in the house.
We see a lot of people play traffic. They don't really be like on feet on land.
See, look, we play that traffic shit a lot. I ain't gonna lie for like that shit ain't nothing. For we play that shit a lot for. But all this beast, like we don't really do that. But we, you know. But to see us in the house for get to doing all that shit,
Just see
man.
us in the crib and get the
But
posting like they
see we
outside.
they see we outside for to do that for.
Right, look.
Get to shutting up around this.
You know?
Now we seen y'all saying like a few people name just early up in the vlog and all that, and that's definitely one of the questions I wanted to ask y'all. Like, it seemed like in Chicago this happened a lot with y'all homie Queso or something where y'all took his pipe.
No, that's Lil Cuz.
That's Lil Cuz. But he was playing. He was in the middle, folks.
That's my Lil Cuz.
If you ain't with us, you against us. It ain't no middle one. All my dead people, folks.
Because the fans wanted me to ask y'all about like somebody was in an Uber with a 50. I don't know what that means, but they like asked them to see what it means. So,
We was in the Uber 250.
Oh my damn brother in the Uber 250. Really, play that. Damn brother.
that bitch, man. We definitely like in another location right now, but we all in the same area. How far y'all hood stretch? Let the people know.
All hood, ain't gonna lie, all hood stretch from like 59th to like, you know, like Ashland, Woods, Hermitage. You know, we got all that, you know.
That's
We
awesome.
all that.
Hey,
Woods, all that. To Paulina, all that.
why is an adult filming these children?
I mean, that's his lane. He the YouTuber that covered this shit.
Bro, there's a few of them here, so like basically it's like a whole movement, right? At least people that's like filming these hoods. They go to hood to hood to hood to hood, op to op, and they making money. And it's fucked up because they putting them on like a pedestal. They putting them like on Front Street, bro. The last few blogs that been done in hoods, somebody then died like the next day.
Yeah, getting them killed.
I don't think they getting them killed. I think like this is like National Geographic, man. These little motherfuckers gonna get killed anyway. Make sure you support the channel. Nah, I don't think so either. Support the channel via PayPal, Cash App, or the Super Chat, man. Let's get some support for the channel, man. Nobody supported the channel in like 2 hours. That's insane, dog. But yeah, this is crazy, man. Salute to Aster J, man. This is crazy, man. I get where you're coming from about how like giving them a platform, you know, is kind of like encouraging them and stuff and shit like that. But and like, why is this adult dude following these kids around, instigating, talking about hood shit, kind of like, you know, stoking the flames and shit. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, man, all this shit was going on back in the 90s. Nobody just knew about it outside of the neighborhoods. Nobody knew about it outside of the areas. This is the same shit. My little cousin, the one who did all that time, this is him and his little homies walking through the alley. They might not have had all these pipes. They might have had different type of guns because these guns wasn't out then. But walking around with guns through the alley, no mustaches, no beards, just young dudes walking through their little area. All of them end up doing fucking 20, 30 years in prison. Some of them did it on a payment plan. Some of them did it straight. And this shit was I've been with niggas who just walking and I'm like, oh shit, man, this shit ain't for me, man. I'm walking with these niggas today. I'm like, god damn, these niggas got all these guns, motherfucker walking through different neighborhoods, just walking. I'm like, oh shit, man, this ain't my thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't my shit. I've been there. I seen this shit live in the 90s, man. It's just you seeing it now. Everybody's seeing it. Because it's online and it's camera phones and shit like that. But this shit been going on, man. These dudes gonna get what they gonna get out of this regardless. You just ain't gonna. You just know because this motherfucker got a name from this blog. If he would have got killed, if he wouldn't did this blog and he would have got killed, it would just been his government name. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, I agree with you. It is weird to see adults, feeding into this shit. But in a way, it's just like now. I've been watching a lot of like wildlife, like leopards and tigers and lions and hyenas shit lately, you know what I'm saying? And they'll follow like one pride of lions or they'll follow like a pride of wild dogs and or pride of or some hyenas, and they'll follow them and know who's who and which one is the queen and yada 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 blah blah blah. And that shit would be going on even if that man wasn't following them with the camera. They still be killing antelopes. They still be fucking chasing off dominant males trying to come steal the fucking pride and shit, like the other male challengers becoming trying to, take the Lion King's pride, or you know what I'm saying? All that shit gonna go on without
when you state it like that. That really simplifies it. Like it was gonna happen regardless. It's natural. It's just
this is his natural course of life. Like
this is the course
right
of
here. He gonna spray some bullets that's in public that's gonna hit somebody and sitting on the porch. Some old lady sitting on the porch. He gonna shoot at his ops and just hit some old lady sitting on the porch. There's some girl making a TikTok video in her house. This little motherfucker ain't like he done sprayed bullets in public several times that went anywhere. And he don't give a fuck where they went. These little motherfuckers are demons. And if you save them, like let's just say you save them, right? Say you save 100 of them, right? You save 100 of these niggas. You ain't getting no scientists, you ain't getting no doctors, you ain't getting no lawyers. You might get 70 niggas that go to prison and survive because they in prison. Or you're gonna get like 30 motherfuckers that's gonna get killed in some other bullshit. If you save 100 of these niggas.
Maybe one can like learn how to code.
Nah, man, ain't one gonna learn how to do nothing, man. Ain't one gonna do that 15. Maybe
100.
Yeah. Later in life, yeah, go ahead.
I said 100% of them dropped out before they went to high school, bro.
And they ain't gonna tell you why they dropped out. They scared to go to school.
Nah, yeah.
Because the opposite school.
Yeah. They said it. They said it in the interview with DJU. They was like, man, there's too much stuff going on, man.
Yeah, them niggas scared to go to school. They feel they vulnerable at school. You ain't got it's metal detectors at school. You got to fight in school. You can't have your fucking blicky on you in school. These motherfuckers scared to go to school. All the crews is there, different. And let's just listen, man. This life is glamorous to a certain extent. It's glamorous until you have been there. Like Man, I'm telling you, man, I seen that shit up close and personal. That shit is glamorous from a distance and shit. But when you
It's
get
not
up
really.
close and personal, like the what niggas gonna do? Hang out in the bando? They gonna hang out in the bando, and smoke some weed, argue. Niggas might slap box or go to the body.
You gonna fuck some bad hoes though. You will.
Some bad hoes. You gonna fuck some hoes, but you just fucking the fast girls, man. You
Yeah, but
fucking the fast
I'm
girls.
talking about at 15, 16 now in
Yeah.
black culture, right? And sun
Oh yeah,
culture.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
baddest of the baddest girls are
Right.
going for
Right.
these motherfuckers.
No doubt. And
At 15, 16.
no doubt. No doubt. No doubt. But those baddest girls that they getting is like it's a lot of shit because those girls see them as meat too. Those girls be using them. Them girls see these niggas as like, let me get some money. Yo, you broke, you ain't got no money. They using them for money and shit. Some of them getting slutted out, a lot of them getting slutted out, but the ones that they call their girlfriends and shit, them bitches is trouble too. They add trouble to their life.
100%.
Them girls add a
100%.
lot of trouble to their life. They don't make their life no easier. And they go and they fast and they dating this dude in this block, then they dating this dude in this block, and they the ones spreading all the secrets around. She fuck with him, and that she ain't hit with him no more. Now she telling somebody else how they move and what they be talking about. And she the news. She the one spreading all the shit around. But it's like, man, listen, that shit is intoxicating though. Like to be around some niggas that's busting their guns and shit. That shit is intoxicating. I can see how like little kids can get wrapped up in it because I almost got wrapped up in it, man. Like seriously, man. You know what I'm saying? Even though I did my thing, it's levels to this shit. Like if you get with the wrong crew, that niggas is going around shooting and shit, or you could be with a crew where y'all just, slanging or whatever, or you with a crew where y'all just bullshitting and fucking around. You could still be in the streets without being as deep as these niggas is in the streets. This is you could slip in with a crew like this, get too deep with them, and end up being the one that get killed, and you ain't even really with the shit. You the one that died, or you one of the one, or you get killed behind their bullshit, and you ain't even really built like that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't made for that, and you end up getting killed because you hanging with them. You know what I'm saying? Because they gonna take on members. Like if it's if you a nigga and you one of these niggas peoples and you start hanging around, you part of it too. Now you down. And if you say the right things and you move right, I guess you one of us now. And now you end up getting your ass killed. And you been hanging with these niggas for a week. Boom, you dead. That shit crazy, man. That's why when I see when I was hanging with them little young niggas back on this like 96 or something, 95, 96, I was like, damn, this is not me, man. I was not raised like this, man. I was like, this is not for me, man. Let me go find something else to do, man. let me hang with some niggas that's my speed. You know what I'm saying? This shit crazy. You niggas walk around with guns and shit, robbing people and just being careless and reckless and shit. No cares of anything. And niggas is fast too. Niggas is old too. Niggas know a lot of shit. Niggas know how to work on cars and shit. These little niggas know how to do fix cars and all types of shit. Like how the fuck these little niggas know how to steal cars and shit? They know how to fucking do everything, man. Breaking houses and shit. You like, what the fuck? How the fuck y'all know all this shit? Is it like a little hoodlum handbook or something?
It's from the tattoos. He gets the neck tattoos. Teachers in crime.
Yeah, I'll be like, nah, that shit ain't for me. The best thing to do is to know yourself, man. That's why I say I never broke in nobody's house. because I was scared of that. I was always scared of that. I was always like, nah, I can't. I ain't with that. I can't go in nobody's house. I'll just be a bitch. I'm scared. Nah, I ain't doing that. You gotta know what your thing. You gotta be able to not do things and be called a bitch and be called scary and all that shit and just eat that shit and just be a scary nigga. Because a lot of stuff they'll get you into if if it might not be your calling, it might not be your speed. You might be moving too fast for you, and they moving at their speed. That's their speed, but it's not your speed. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, it's crazy out there, man. But these little niggas ain't doing nothing that under the sun. Ain't nothing new under the sun. It's being done in every fucking hood and fucking everywhere where it ain't no cameras at.
Just walking and shit.
Yeah, just walking around looking for trouble, cruising for a bruiser. If they ran into some other little niggas, that cameraman might be dead. If they ran into another version of them, that cameraman might end up dead. Just being right there.
Well, they lost one of their main little mans, man. So they want revenge. So it's only gonna get worse from here.
Yeah, and it's never gonna stop either. It's never gonna stop because them neighborhoods like this, they print niggas like this. These niggas are not original. They not like you know what I'm saying? They're not like special. They print these type niggas, man. These niggas is like a conveyor assembly line and shit. Conveyor belt of these niggas just pumping these niggas out.
I felt like when I was in school, like these motherfuckers was like not the cool kids. It was like these were the all like they were in special ed and like you know like what the fuck? Look at these like they lackeys. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in this group is a follower to something. It's not in this group, and it's just like everybody in the Sunman culture now are just followers and lackeys of the stupidness of our culture. That's the dominant majority now.
Yeah, these little motherfuckers is they high, they dumb. As far as like they smart in a lot of ways. They smart in the street shit.
It's COVID, bro. The COVID shit, bro. These kids. You remember what was that? I was on this channel years ago in 2020. Didn't I say that it was kids that stopped going to school in fucking 3rd, 4th, 5th grade?
Yeah.
These are these kids now.
Yeah. Yeah. And these kids scared too. That's another thing that nobody talk about. These little motherfuckers scared too. Don't get it twisted. They scared as shit too. But they can't. You can't. It ain't no outlet for the fear. It ain't no outlet for it. It ain't no It ain't no room to be scared because if they let fear into that shit, man, they can't. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't. You the other niggas in all these guys are wolves, right? All these little dudes are wolves. If you one of these dudes and you start showing some fear, you ain't even gonna get eaten by the ops. They gonna eat you.
Yeah.
So you can't really show fear, even though they all scared. They're all scared of some shit. They all scared of something. They scared of some little nigga from some other clique, or they scared of some other clique, or they scared of each other, or they, shit like that. They all got fears, but
and all these motherfuckers is malnourished. They all weigh like fucking 90 pounds.
Yeah, they look like crack babies.
Yeah, all these kids though, they their household is like single mother, you know what I'm saying? Single mother household. They probably don't go home for dinner. They I remember this when I used to smoke weed hard. I stopped eating as much because you smoke weed. You smoke and it kills your appetite. Even though weed's supposed to make you eat a lot, and they doing drugs like perks, and they doing you know what I'm saying, they doing shit with fentanyl in it and shit, popping pills. They not hungry. They not even really hungry. You know what I'm saying? They drinking liquor and shit like that. They not really hungry. They it's like they just smoke and drink all day, and then that's be their food. They might eat something, you know, at the end of the night or something like that, some chicken wings or some shit like that, or steak and cheese or some shit like that. But you lose your appetite when you do a lot of drugs, man. And they do a lot of drugs because the drugs help with the fear, man. The drugs make you like a lot of dudes in DC used to do PCP back in the day because PCP make you able to do anything. You can go do some crazy shit and not even really remember that shit.
And that's
A lot
exactly
of dudes did PCP.
that's literally exactly like Chicago. Like PCP ain't the biggest thing. PCP is a big thing with like the Hispanic gangs. They do that shit. But like the black gangs, bro, these motherfuckers do pink cocaine and shit now and all this other shit.
Yeah.
All these
Sounds pretty
drugs
gay.
and all this other bullshit just to fucking get day by day and to be a brave enough to do what the fuck they do.
Yeah. You gotta shoot niggas in broad daylight, man. You gotta kill niggas, man. That shit is daunting, man. I've had times where I've wanted to go kill niggas, and I've been like, yo, what the fuck? And I'm like, damn, I can't even go do this shit. like I remember riding around this shit with niggas, and I'm like, damn, I hope we don't see these niggas. I hope we don't see these niggas. I pray to God we don't see these niggas.
I was just thinking that they feel emboldened, particularly emboldened when they're in their group. But I think when they're alone, they act much differently.
Nah, these motherfuckers is crazy.
Yeah, but this is I agree. Like this is a group. Imagine a group at your high school that was all the fucking behavior or autistically challenged kids, right? But now they have handguns that turn fully automatic and rifles and all this other shit. And to the cool girls, the good girls, these are the popular, like the it people in them. That's what this shit is, bro. Like they're emboldened to do this shit, and they're fucking retarded.
Yeah.
Oh, and they're high on drugs.
Yeah, everything is so easy. Like you can like make a song. These motherfuckers got songs and shit on the internet and shit. These motherfuckers they got a blog. Yeah, it's a lot easier to get famous nowadays. Fame for that shit. But I'm telling you, man, this shit was always. This ain't nothing different, man. This is 21st and Maryland Avenue. This Orleans. This any fucking hood in DC. These niggas is the same exact way back in the 90s. I promise you. The same exact way. Probably worse because in the 90s, there was really no like fame out of this stuff. You was bad to the bone. You was just bad to the bone. It wasn't really like, it was just like you know what I'm saying? You was, now it's like you can kind of like, you know what I'm saying, get like some kind of accolades outside of your neighborhood for this shit. Them niggas was bad to the bone. The kids I went to school with was just as bad as these kids. Just as bad as these kids. I don't really see no difference, man. Maybe even worse, man. They was just bad kids, man. Bad to the bone, man. Like my buddy Pumpkin, man. When we was little kids, Pumpkin he used to, Pumpkin. He used to bully me. Pumpkin used to bully the shit out of me because I used to stay with my mother worked, so I stayed with Miss Washington, Miss Lena Washington. That was his aunt. And he used to stay over there, and bullied the shit out of me all day, right? And it was like 7 or 8. He was probably like, if I was 7, he was probably 9, right? And this nigga had muscles and everything. This nigga, they sent him down to the country because he was so bad. This nigga went down the country, caught a body. They sent his ass back to DC. He killed somebody down there, did like a year in juvie, and came back to DC. That's how bad it is. And then this nigga was back, and it was like, oh shit, this nigga back. It's like, fuck.
Damn.
Yeah, man. That motherfucker, because that's what they used to do, send you to the country back in the day. They send your ass down to the country if you was like, if a girl.
The thing when black people had like shame and shit.
Yeah.
Like thing if you was like I know back in the day, like my mom and shit was growing up, like if you were like unmarried and had like got pregnant or you was acting up in school, they send your ass down to Mississippi and shit. Like my family, my family originate in like Jackson, Tennessee. So it was like, oh, you fucking up here? All right, back to Jackson you go, motherfucker. Like, you know?
Yeah, they sent his ass back. He killed the kid, went to juvie, and when he got out, they sent his ass back. And this motherfucker came back, and he was even worse. And it's like some kids just bad to the bone, man. Yeah, bad to the bone. Bad to the bone.
Hey, in all actuality, I really believe like that's why Emmett Till was down in Mississippi.
Oh yeah.
No. Because he got sent down there because he was bad to the bone.
Mm-hmm.
And that whole shit that happened to him, they kind of expected that shit to happen to him.
Mm.
But I really do, because like he grew up, and I got pictures of him like in elementary school. You ever seen those pictures that he was in? He went to they named the school after him now, but it was like Makash or some shit when he went there. But now it's called Emmett Till. I think that he got sent down there because he was fucking up. And the shit happened to him because he was who we thought he was.
Yeah, I agree, man. I can see that.
Because who the fuck sending their kid down to Mississippi in the summertime when you made it to Chicago?
Right.
And he wasn't like a little kid. He was going into like fucking 8th grade. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It wasn't like he was like no fucking, I'm gonna send my little 7, 8-year-old down there so I can have my summer or whatever. Bro, you sent that motherfucker to Mississippi going into 8th grade.
Send him down into the Jim Crow South.
Right.
You sent your son to the Jim Crow South
after you done made it out. Like, Manny, we know what the fuck you was doing. Manny was tired of that motherfucker. That motherfucker was fucking up.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, man. And on that note, man, same black time, same black channel. I'm out of here. Peace out.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Salute, y'all.